The longest you can go in a single franchise mode is 25 years. Today, we rebuild the Toronto Maple Leafs for 25 years, and I have one goal: to build a dynasty worthy of being introduced into the Hockey Hall of Fame, which hasn't seen a new dynasty since 1990 with the Edmonton Oilers. It's been 35 years, and today we make NHL history. So sit down and grab a meal, because you've seen how long this video is. Get ready and let's get to work.
Carried in, Austin Matthews, great move, scores!
I have one simple strategy for this rebuild, which is gonna be more than a rebuild because we're going 25 years. My strategy to build a dynasty is to buy low and sell high. You gotta be ruthless. And the first person I wanna buy is Beckett Seneca from the Ducks. First year of his entry contract, top 6 forward, high potential. He could be a good piece, and it shouldn't be too hard to get a hold of him. In return, I'm gonna send out Topi Niemela, a pretty good prospect. I just don't know if he's gonna help us win any championships. I think Beckett Seneca will. I'm also gonna have to give up some draft capital. We don't have a lot in the next 2 years. No first round picks, no first or second round picks this year. I don't wanna give up much from this year. I'll give him San Jose's 6th rounder this year and our 2nd rounder next year. That's all it takes. Beckett Seneca is now on the Leafs. I'm also gonna trade for Brad Lambert, someone I've traded for a ton of times. He doesn't usually pan out into being a superstar, but he can turn into a bottom 6 type of guy. He's 21 with elite low potential and basically no trade value. Again, if we're buying low, it doesn't get much lower. I'm gonna go with 1 6th and a 7th in next year's draft, and that is enough. That is super buying low. Those are all the trades and moves I'm gonna make for now because the Maple Leafs don't have much wiggle room. We've got about $4.5 million in cap space, and a lot of our top guys or guys that we could trade have no move clauses except for Matthew Nyes, who I do not want to trade. 88 overall, top 6 forward. He could maybe develop into an elite guy. He's someone who could have a bright future on this team. Of course, Matthews and Nylander and Tavares are a big part of this squad. The core 3, they say. Tavares is on a pretty good deal right now for the next 4 years. Nylander has 7 more years on this deal. It's a pretty penny. It's pretty expensive, but the cap is going to go up, and that's long term. I think it'll be a steal if he can maintain some elite production in these later years. Of course, he is already 29. Matthews is already 28. Who knows what he's going to ask for? He's getting paid 13 right now. Usually, I mean, I know he's been a little bit rocky in the real NHL, but in the video game, he plays very well. I've seen him ask for 20 plus before in free agency, so if I want to at least have the option to keep him. We also got Morgan Riley on 7.5 for a minute. We also do have some pretty good deals in here. I think Oliver Ekman-Larsson for 3.5 is pretty good, but he is getting older. Overall, we are right now, as we speak, in a contention window. We can win Stanley Cups with this crew. Now, it's not super likely. I wouldn't say we're the favorites, but we have some franchise guys with high offensive output. We've got solid goaltending tandem, and we don't have a huge, offensive presence on defense, but Tanev and Carlo and Ekman-Larsson to an extent will be good on the back end along with McCabe. The goal is to compete with this current squad as long as we can. Remember, we are going 25 years. At the end of this video, I don't think any single person on this lineup right now will still be here. We're going to go through a lot of phases, and right now we are in the contender phase, looking to win a championship. Got a conversation with Craig Berube at the start of the season. Let's see what he thinks. On paper, we're good enough to make the playoffs. Not quite contenders, which I agree with. I think we should make the postseason, but I'm not super convinced that we are favorites. Our main goal for right now is to take this team from playoff guys, first, second round guys, to championship guys. Starting this season pretty good. We're coming off the end of December, 22-14-2, 23-14-2. I think we're definitely going to make the playoffs this season. It'll be interesting to see how far the Leafs go in the sim. Notoriously, Game 7s have not been our friends, but I've seen Leafs win chips multiple years in a row in the sim before, so I do believe in this squad. Coming up on the last few weeks of the season, we are in a dogfight. The playoff picture is super close. With a week to go in the season, we do clinch the playoffs. It was a little bit closer than I thought it would be. The Atlantic Division was kind of a dogfight, but we come out and into the playoffs. 3 games left. Florida, we beat. Dallas, we lose to, and the Ottawa Senators, we lose to. Round 1, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning, a team the Leafs have done pretty good against in the past few years, but let's go look at this season's stats. 43, 31, and 8. Matthews led the way with 97 points. Nobody got 100, but he did score 46 goals, 51 assists. That's pretty good. Not great, and a bit of a drop-off down to Tavares, who had 69 points and was -3. Then Matthew Nyes, Morgan Riley had a pretty good season for him. Beckett Seneca had 48 points. That's a rookie season for him too, but he was negative. Across the entire league, Matthews was 4th in points and even lower in goals. No hardware individually, but we do have a chance to compete for some postseason hardware. See what we got against the Tampa Bay Lightning. First 3 games, we win game 1, win game 2, and win game 3. Are we about to get a clean sweep against Tampa? I'm simming to 7, but all we need is 1 victory. We don't get it in game 4 or 5, but we do get it in 6. We beat Tampa in 6. Next round, we have the Florida Panthers. Round 2, Florida Panthers. Leafs have been here before a few times. Game 1, we lose. Game 2, we lose. Game 3, we lose. Nothing new happening now. Game 4, we also lose. A clean sweep, knocking the Toronto Maple Leafs out of the playoffs once again. Would have been nice to go a little bit deeper in my first go, but I haven't really done anything to make this team a whole lot better, so I didn't expect too much yet. Now is where we're gonna really start locking in. I don't have any custom rosters on, so Gab McKenna not in the game. That being said, we still do have a franchise guy at number 1 on the draft boards. I'm not gonna be able to take him. The Winnipeg Jets win the first championship of this video. Salary cap going up, more money for us to spend, and Nashville wins the draft lottery. Before we go into the draft, let's see who won these awards. Obviously, the Jets win the cup, and the Avalanche win the President's Trophy. McDavid gets the Art Ross, the Hart. The Norris goes to Theodore. Seneca picks up the Calder, though. I should have put a challenge on him. Kyle Connors, the Vezina, Markstrom, Graves, Lambert, Austin Matthews with a Selke. We do pick up some individual hardware, a nice consolation prize. You know, we've got a bright future with Seneca. We've got Matthews developing another layer to his game, but what we really want is postseason success. I don't know if that success is going to come from the draft. Our first pick is number 85. Our scouts have been hard at work. Callie Sundin, ranked at 120. We're taking him early, but he's confirmed elite medium potential. That's a great pickup in the 3rd round. Only 51 overall, but we're here for 25 years, 24 now, I guess. Maybe he'll make the lineup eventually. Not much else in that draft, but a pretty good steal is pretty good for us. Not really that many contracts. Certainly not any big contracts expiring right now. I don't know what we're going to see in free agency. I do have $12.5 million free in free agency. Panarin's asking for 11 for 2 years. I don't think we have anything big coming up in 2 years. I'm gonna pump this up to 12 and see if we can snag Panarin. That would be pretty big for us. That's the core 4 back together, but now we've got a different playmaker. I don't know if he'll say yes. I'm assuming he's gonna have a lot of teams interested and someone else is gonna throw a bag. Yeah, that would have been great for us. That could have pushed us over the hump, but wasn't meant to be. Mason Marshman does have a huge interest in coming to play with us. Not asking for much. He can definitely help in a lower role. It's 2 years, pretty cheap. No move, no clause at all. I'll take Marshman, and I'll try for 1 year Zuccarello. That doesn't seem too bad. There's no clause on it. He accepts. We got some new additions. Let me get through the rest of this offseason. Let's check out the new lines. New lines, and we got some development out of Matthews and Nylander. 96-95 now. Matthew Nyes, now an 89 with a 3rd ability. Tavares, he's regressing a little bit, but it's an old man Tavares. I expect that to happen, but I also expect him to kill it in the faceoff dot for a long time. Zuccarello, the new guy, is on the wing now. Seneca's up 4 overalls. I got Marshman on the 3rd line next to Domi, a little grease ball line. And everything else is pretty similar, except for Morgan Riley, who is also progressing at the age of 32. He's now a 90. That's good to see. Let's see where Coach Berube thinks we're at this season. Good enough to play the playoffs again. I feel like with the progression with the new players. I feel like we got to get to the conference finals, if not the finals, if not this season, then eventually, right? We're here for 25 seasons. At some point, we got to be contenders. Another season. We're doing pretty good, right? We're gonna make the playoffs again. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a way to make this team not a playoff team, but a contending team. I don't think it's in the trade deadline. I don't think expiring contracts, I'm not even gonna enter this one. I don't think expiring contracts is the way to go, right? I don't think picking up OLED dudes who are only gonna play 1 year and then ask for a bag and a half. I don't think we can just pick those guys up and expect to improve that much year over year. I'm trying to build something lasting here. And Rome wasn't built in a day. We made it. Berube made a promise, he kept it. Honestly, Berube, I might have to can you. I mean, I should probably go check out his team fit, his scheme fit, but if we don't have some postseason success, everyone knows when it comes to the Leafs, the answer is to fire the coach and the GM, not do anything with the players. But I'll give it one more season before I do anything drastic. We have the New Jersey Devils round 1. Let's see how we did individually though. 41, 32, and 9. Matthews 81 point. No one won a point per game. At least he had 50 goals, but golly gee. Nylander 77 points. Riley 73. He's having a resurgence in his 30s. Tavares with a solid 68. Seneca with only 34. That's not a great sign for him, but he's only 21, so we still have more time for him. Zuccarello put in 47. Not super worth the bag we paid him. Probably not going to re-sign him. Let's see what happens this postseason. I'm not going to, run the same core back a ton of times, but if we don't win anything this season, I might actually make some big changes. Win game 1 and 2 and 3 against New Jersey. It looks like the round 1 monkeys are off the back. Can't pull off the clean sweep, but we do beat New Jersey in 5. I'm assuming they still have Sheldon Keefe as their head coach, but that isn't enough to stop us. Round 2, we've got Philadelphia. This is a better matchup for us than the Panthers, at least. Game 1, 2, and 3, we lose. Okay, is it just going to be impossible for us to get past round 2? This time we didn't get clean swept. We lost in 5, but the 5th game we lost 11-2. We got to figure out something here, boys. Although Philadelphia does go on to win the Stanley Cup, so maybe they just had an absolute wagon of a team. But still, we couldn't even take them to a game 6 or 7, right? We lost in 5. We got to be competing with the best teams. I just checked. We did not win a single award. A failure of a season. We got this talent. We got to make something happen. Our first pick is 115. I might have to make a trade this offseason. I might have to make a blockbuster. Next season, we do have our first round picks back, which will be nice, but I just have to make a move. I have to figure out a move. I think I'm going to go through re-signings and free agency. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a move. If I can make a move in free agency, I'll let you guys know, but if not, I'm going to cook up a trade. I'm gonna try and trade for Quinton Byfield. I have my 3rd round elite medium steal from the first draft I did. I don't think he's gonna progress too well. Maybe he will, who knows, but I'm in a position where I kind of want to win right now. The value's not 1-for-1. This isn't gonna go 1-for-1, but I think there are a few other moves I can make. I might put Joshua in here. I'm paying him $3 million. I don't even know if he makes the lineup at this point. That's not gonna be enough either. I think if I put some draft picks in, I don't want to give up any more first rounders, but look into the future, maybe a 3rd and a 5th. Does that get it done? It doesn't. I feel like we're close. It's not saying we're close. The message is saying we're far, but I feel like I put a 4th in there and it's done. Sometimes you just got to know. Before I sim to the start of the season, Matthews is eligible for an extension. Hopefully he doesn't ask for crazy amounts. 13.3 for 7 years. That'll take him until he's 36. He's going to hit some regression, but I feel like that's more than worth it, especially if the cap starts to balloon a ton. Can I bring this to 8? I might bring this to 8 years and then just take it down as much as I can. Can I do 12 and a half? 8 years, 12 and a half for Matthews. That's a long time, but that's not even That's like a third of how long this video is going to be, though, in total. Austin Matthews eagerly accepts. He's thrilled to be back. He will be our captain for a very long time. Hopefully, he will lift the Stanley Cup within that time. Hopefully. Season number 3. I'm putting Quinton Byfield up on line 1. I know Nyes has the chemistry up there, but it's Byfield's last-ish year of young progression. He's 25 this season, and he is elite medium. I want to see if we can squeeze some extra juice out of him before he goes goes. I did pick up Giroux in free agency. I figured a old guy who can take some faceoffs. He's very good to have. Lambert made the lineup, 23 years old, 82 overall. I put him into a crazy contract, $2.5 million for 8 years. I don't know if that's going to be worth it in 8 years. I don't know what his progression is going to look like, but I do know that he's 23, elite low potential, and he's already an 82. See how this season goes. Beckett Seneca is turning out not to be the greatest pickup. This left line is now just full of power forwards, power forward, power forward, power forward. But if he can develop on that third line, he's still only 21. So if things don't work out, I could sell, someone else and move him up, or just sell him. He still has a ton of value. He hasn't lost any. He's only gained value. So I'm not super beat up about it, but I do want to see a little bit more to him. I'm still with head coach Craig Berube. I figure I'll give him one more season. If the team underperforms to where I think it should be, he's probably kicking the can. He's saying playoffs again. I'm gonna say make the final. If we don't make the finals, Berube's cooked. I'm really not confident we're making the playoffs, and I'm very confident I'm gonna fire Craig Berube. Final week of the season. I don't know if we're gonna make the playoffs. If we are, we're gonna be 5th in our division. Oh my god. 40, 37, and 5. The Maple Leafs do not make the playoffs. This might turn into just a 25-year rebuild. I don't even know if we're gonna win a Stanley Cup. Oh my. Yo, who traded for Quinton Byfield? Who was that? That was not me. At least we have our first round pick, which is good. Seattle Kraken win the Stanley Cup. Maybe if I get lucky in the lottery, I can put together a package. Oh my god. Oh my god. We just went from 13 to 3. Wait, can I move up to get Maddox? Move up 2 picks? Maybe get rid of Quinton Byfield? I can maybe get Maddox Schultz. What is it gonna take to trade for this pick though? I feel like Quinton Byfield, no matter what, he's gonna ask for a bag. I don't know who traded for him. That was my decision. I'm going to do my first round pick and Quinton Byfield. They're saying it's not enough, but I feel like that should get me pretty close. I'm going to go first round in 2029. Still not enough. I'm going to load it with 2 seconds as well. And that is enough. We are getting Maddox Schultz. A big haul for them, but I want a franchise player. We need something to change here. And this is a big thing for the future too. Maddox Schultz, 83 overall, franchise medium on the Maple Leafs. Not a bad draft. Big move made, but big move kind of needed to be made. Something needed to be done. All right, I've done all my re-signings. I'm gonna hit free agency, but I might also make some trades. I'm redoing this team. First is the coach. Berube is gone, and tell me why Sheldon Keefe has a 71% team fit. The return of the Keefe? I'm bringing Sheldon Keefe back without making any trades to free up cap. I have $22 million right now. Zach Werenski is asking for 20. I'm not gonna give him that with a no movement clause. I'll take the clause off, put a little bit more money on. If someone matches that offer, there's something better, he can take it. I'm just not risking that much money on him. He accepts. No strings attached. We can always trade him. I'm also going to make a few trades. First, Marshment for Reed Nicole. Top 6 forward, but he's already got abilities. And 89 speed, 88 wrist shot power, 88 slap shot power. Those are good attributes to have high already. We talked about buying low, selling high. This is truly buying low for the first time. I'm actually buying in on that mindset. We're actually gonna make some serious deals. The first few seasons, that was bad. That was a different GM. That was a different me. Now we're getting serious. I think I can get a little bit more out of this too. A 5th and a 7th as well. Would always be nice to have that trade capital. They're saying that's too much. Take the 7th out. That works. Those are the only moves I'm making, but I think they're good moves. Franchise level player in the draft. Franchise level player in free agency. Some good trades for some nice future pieces. I think that was a pretty good lock-in. Here are the new lines. Obviously, I had to go Nyes back on top. Now we got Senecki on line 2 and Schultz on line 2. We look a lot thinner, but I am just a lot more happy about these lineups. Things don't look great, but they do look great on defense. Zach Werenski is now in the lineup. He should be able to do a lot. I did re-sign Joseph Wall, who's now in 88. Let's see if he can dog out. Let's see what Sheldon Keefe says about our aspirations for this season. I am pretty hopeful for at least the playoffs, and he says the same. I want to see how this new-ish core does. Boom! 1 season later, we're back in the playoffs. William Nylander led the way, 88 points. Werenski over a point per game. Matthews over a point per game. 85 points, 42 goals. Matthew Nyes did pretty well. Schultz had 49 points. I don't know if that's going to be good enough for Calder, but not bad. First round of the playoffs, we have the Philadelphia Flyers, a team we've lost to before, but we're a different squad now with a different coach. Sheldon Keefe is going to lead us to a 2-1 start. We're down 2-1. We lost 2 games, 1-1. Game 4 is going to be pivotal here. We don't want to go down like that, and we do win in overtime. The series is tied 2-2. I'm going all the way to 7. I'm going all the way to 7. Lose game 5 and lose game 6. Okay. We lost in the first round again. Buffalo Sabres win the Stanley Cup. Maddox Schultz, have a conversation with him, presumably because he won the Calder. That's good to see. I've had an idea, an epiphany, if you will. I don't need Zach Werenski. I didn't think it would take this long to win our first cup, but because it has, I might give up on super win now and shift to win always. Win always. I'm trading Zach Werenski to the Islanders for Matthew Schaefer, Victor Eklund, and maybe Lamb because I want to win always. I want to be good right now and in 5 years and in 10 years. And I don't think this deal stops me from winning soon, right? Plus, now that I've done that, I still just got like a ton of free space in the cap. I can sign someone in free agency. Ryan Nugent Hopkins, 10 million 1 year. Send it. Sean Monahan, 5 million 2 years. Steven Stamkos, 4 million 1 year. The last move I want to make for the season is Seneca and Lambert for Jackson Blake. The 2 guys I traded for at the beginning of this video in part of my strategy to buy low and sell high. I'm doing a bit of a thing called buy low, sell low. Different kind of strategy, but I promise you it's still gonna work. We're gonna become a dynasty. You might be doubting me right now, but we will be a dynasty. Here are the final lines. Maddox Schultz going up on the first line. Nyes going back down to the second line again to play next to Nuge and Jackson Blake. John Tavares is a 75 overall. He might be nearing the end of his career. I would really like to win a cup with him. I've got him next to Stamkos and Monahan, and then Eklund on that third line next to Giroux and Roy. On defense, things look a little bit weaker with Schaefer here, but he does have a lot of potential, and I'm thinking maybe I got to do some work on this core, but that's for the future. In between the pipes, Joseph Wall has regressed a little bit. Overall, I think this is our year. I could sense it that you were starting to not believe and trust in the plan. But let me tell you, the Leafs are here to win, and Austin Matthews is here to lead the way. 102 points, back to 69 goal form. Nylander's putting in 94. Schultz putting in 78. Good to have the 2 playmakers up there feeding Matthews. Matthews letting goal scoring by 10 goals. In points, though, Cale Makar scores the most, followed by Michkov, Barkov, Draisaitl, and then Matthews. Matthews could have an MVP case. I'm not sure how they're going to value those goals and how they're going to value 110 points from a defenseman leading the league in points. But for right now, it's time we beat up on the Sabres, okay? This team is different. I promised you this is our year, and it will be our year. First 3 games, I lose the first 2. We're down 0-3 in the first round. We've scored 2 goals total. Believe. You didn't believe. I believe. Can't post here. Believe. Now, all I have to do is make it out of the second round. We have Montreal, and I go up 2-1 after the first 3 games. Just gonna sim the rest of the round because I believe in this team. I believe in what we do, and we win in 6. Round 3, we have the Philadelphia Flyers, and they beat us before. Why not stay with the strat, sim past 7, let it ride. We beat them in 5. Stanley Cup Finals, the Colorado Avalanche. I'm not going to sim past 7 now, but I will sim the first 3 because I do want to see if we do win. I want to see my boys lift the cup. Down by 1 game, I'm going to sim 2 more. We win 1, lose 1, backed up against a corner. We need to win the next 2 straight. Let's take this to 7. We do with a 7-3 victory. Game 7. Period by period. Period number 1. We're up 3-1. Schultz, Stamkos, Nuge. Period 2 up 7-1. Carlo Monahan. Nuge again. I'm taking period 3 minute by minute, and then I'm going to hop in to watch the boys lift the cup. If they win, it would take a historic choke to lose. Barbashev does put one in for Colorado, but we're still up by 5. 4 minutes left. I'm hopping in. There's about 2 minutes left in this game, and they're bringing out the Stanley Cup. Game 7. Finally, the Leafs are getting over the hump. What did it take us? 5 seasons? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are Stanley Cup champions for the first time this video. And we're going to get multiple chances to start a dynasty, but if we want to start one now, the timer is on. We have to be consistent and great. Austin Matthews wins the Conn Smythe. 10 goals, 16 assists, 26 points for the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Get the boys together for a nice little group picture. And I'll see you guys later. I'm going to bed. Hello, I am back. It's a new day. No time for you, but in the meantime, I have simulated to the draft. Jonathan Tavares has retired with 1,300 points. Alexander Ovechkin is retired with over 1,000 goals. We did pick up some hardware that season. Matthews got a Conn Smythe. He also had the Rocket Richard. And not this season that just happened, but the season before that, he also picked up another Selke, which I just didn't even notice. So he's now got 2. Celebrini also has 2. But without further ado, it's time to head into the draft. See if we can make this team any better. My first few picks didn't go that great, but Gregory Heidekin is an elite medium goalie who is a gem really deep in the draft. This could be a nice steal if he develops over time. We're obviously going to need a goalie in the future, but he'll have trade value regardless. Not the best draft, but I'm happy with our goalie that we picked up. That's nice for us. Time to do re-signings, and I do have a pretty interesting opportunity here. I have Eklund up for re-signing. He's elite medium, but he's 23. He's coming up on that age where I don't know if we're gonna really develop him to where he should be. He wants 1.5 million for 2 years, which is basically just, you know, if it works out, works out. If not, he's just done. But if we crank this up to 8 years and then put a little bit more money on it, we can re-sign him at 8 years for less than $5 million, which if we can't get some really good development, we would have to give him a lot of ice time. But if we can get that development, this could be a super duper good contract. I'm going to send it and try and take a shot. I think it would be kind of sick if we could get just a steal of a crazy deal. Another player that needs re-signing is Morgan Riley. He wants 7.2 million. He's not worth it, but just because he's a vet of the team, I will offer him a clean 7. He's an 82 overall at this point, 36 years old, but he's a big part of this team and this core and a big veteran presence. Morgan Riley and Victor Eklund accept those offers. I'm going to go through the rest of re-signing. Shouldn't be anything too interesting until free agency. We have 34 million in cap space, and Matthew Tkachuk wants 20. He's asking for a no movement clause. If I take that off and just crank the money, can I get him on with no strings attached? We could sell him at any point. 5 teams interested, and he says no. I went with the clause is a big deal for him, I guess. That's how it works. We don't get Matthew Tkachuk, which is okay. I'd rather not have him and be free instead of being stuck in that contract, especially because he's in his 30s now. Because I spent so much time in trying to get to Chuck, there's not much left here. We do have Michael Bunting. I could bring the Buntinator back to Toronto. He's not playing very good though, so I'm just gonna leave him. Just gonna pick up a few players because I have so much money. Doesn't even matter if I really play him or not. Just a couple of short contracts. Before we get into the new season, Maddox does have an opportunity to re-sign 12 million for 6 years. I'm just gonna hop on that straight up 12 flat for 6. That's a great deal for us, especially if he continues to perform how he is. Schaefer is also available for re-signing. He wants 10 million for 5. If I go flat 10 for 5, I will sign that too. Nyes also is up for re-signing 10 for 4 with a no move clause. I don't know if Nyes is worth that. Last season, he scored 49, before that 52. I don't know if he's been a single point per game throughout the entire, he hasn't been a single point per game season throughout the entirety of this rebuild. I don't think he'll earn that 10 million, which means he might be getting traded. I'm going to try and pick up Ivar Stenberg, left wing, 22 years old, a playmaker who's been doing all right. He's 90 overall. He's got 1 year on a deal. He's going to ask for a pretty penny, but we're below the cap. I need to put money on so that my contracts don't inflate. And I think this could go 1-for-1 with Nyes. No, they're saying it's a little bit low. Rest in peace, Matthew Nyes. I just don't think, I think he'll be a great player in real life, but I don't think the video game loves you very much. A 6th and a 7th round pick gets it done. I'm also going to pick up Emil Heineman just to keep a power forward presence on the left wing. I'm giving up Burns, the guy I drafted elite medium in the 2nd round in 2029. I do think I can squeak out a little bit more value from their side, so I will do that. They also have a young defender, Easton Heatley, that I really like. I'm going to see if I can get him too, although I might have to put in some picks to get this to go, and I will. A 4th and a 6th rounder next season gets this deal done. And those are all the moves I'm going to make before this season. I do think we're a slightly worse team this season because of everyone I let walk. I don't know if this is our dynasty window, that's what we're going to go for, but we're going to set us up pretty nicely. I'm putting Healy up with Schaefer. I'm giving him some big time minutes. Same story is true for our offense. I'm putting Eklund on the first line next to Matthews and Nylander. I'm really buying in on this contract. I want it to work out. I want this to be super valuable. Steinberg's on the 2nd line next to Schultz and Blake. Blake hopefully playing with some better guys, some more minutes. He can take a step back to where he was. Reed Nicole, a guy we traded for a minute ago, finally making the lineup. He's only a 78, but he's got some potential. Monahan is still here, and he's there next to Heineman. Easton Cowan finally making the lineup. What a dog. And then between the pipes, same old. Joseph Wall. Stolars is gone. It's Ben Hill to be for like a season or two. I don't know how much goalies I've shown you guys, but that's what we're rocking with for this season. I would be surprised if we went back to back, although Sheldon Keefe is saying we're good enough to compete for the cup, so I guess we'll see what O'Keefer says. About a month out from the trade deadline, I still haven't entered a deadline, and I don't think this will be the first one because we're a pretty good team, 32-20-2. Our division's pretty close, but it looks like we're going to come away with the playoff spot. I don't know how great we're going to be in the postseason, but I do have faith in my boys. I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've won 50 games in a season, and we win 54. Good enough to be at the top of our division and the top of the league. We tied with Vegas to win the President's Trophy. We did have the most wins overall, though, so we might be the best team out here. Led by Austin Matthews with 126 points, 70 goals. Eklund, I put him up there. He didn't score, like he scored like half the amount of points Nylander and Matthews scored, but he must have had some type of impact. He's a two-way forward, so maybe he was just playing greasy on the other side of the ice. Either way, something worked out. Maddox Schultz had 84 points. He was -5 though. That line did struggle. Schaefer, 68 points, good from him. Stenberg, he was also minus, and so was Jackson Blake. It looks like there's some struggles going on here. I might look to get rid of these boys soon. Who knows? Taking a look around the league, Matthews, led by a mile. He was 21 points ahead of the next best player who wasn't on his team, which was McDavid, and then Draisaitl. Nylander also up there. This has got to be an MVP season for Matthews. But before we do any of that, before we worry about MVPs or anything, it's time for the city of Toronto and the Toronto Maple Leafs to exercise a demon. The Boston Bruins in round 1. I'm going past 7 because if we don't win this, I might just end the video. We lose game 1, but win game 2. Lose game 3, win game 4. It's tied 2-2. And we win game 5, ever pivotal, and then take it in 6. The Toronto Maple Leafs have finally beat the Boston Bruins and are now on to round 2 against the Buffalo Sabres. I'm going to simulate the first 3 games of this round. We win game 1 in overtime, take game 2 in regulation, and then lose game 3. No one has lost at home yet. I'm going to game 6 just because. Win game 4 and lose game 5. Similar situation we were in last time. The series has us up 3-2. Take this to 7, but hopefully we can win in 6, and we do. Next stop, the New Jersey Devils in the conference finals. I'm gonna go through the first 3 games, see what we can get. We win game 1, lose game 2, win game 3, up 2-1 again. I'm going past it. I think we're going back to the Stanley Cup Finals. Keefe promised me at the beginning, and we do go. Oh my God, we might go back to back. I hadn't even believed until now. Kit and Cat poster, believe Sheldon Keefe made a promise that we were going to the finals, and here we are. The San Jose Sharks. I'm going to do something I haven't done so far. I'm going to go check out who is on this San Jose team. We are in the year 2031. 5 years into the future. Who is on San Jose? Macklin Celebrini, of course, looks like a dog. Will Smith and Eklund right next to him. Who could have guessed? Michael Misa, though, not panning out very much. Clinton Musty. It looks like they're just developed all their guys. They do a great job developing all their guys, but this should, I mean, it looks like we should have this series. They do have a Skarov and Ravensburg in that, a really good tandem. Ravensburg probably should be on another team getting time somewhere else. Here we go, second Stanley Cup Finals. I'm simulating the first 3 against San Jose, and we win 2, lose 1 again. I'm gonna go to game 5. That's the soonest we can win this series, but we'd have to win game 4, and we do. We're up 3-1 on the verge of going back to back. We just have to take this home in game 5. Period number 1, we go up 3-1. Matthews puts 1 in. Nylander. Wow, the core 2. It's Marner's gone, Tavares gone. It's just these boys. And Morgan Riley's still there, but he's really old. He's not playing much. But they're here. They're showing up now. They're mature. Hold on. Sharks aren't going to be put away that easy. They put 2 in. They're only down 1 now because Stenberg has shown up for us. I'm going to let this third period play out minute by minute. And it is tied up by San Jose. And then San Jose takes the lead. Hold on. Maybe this isn't locked in. Maybe it's not over. Eklund puts another in as well. Matthews tries to fight, but it looks like this series is going to 6. We're gonna head into San Jose for game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals. San Jose is looking to lift it. Toronto's looking to lift it 2 seasons in a row. Tied 1-1 the first period. Matthews and Smith going pound for pound. Blake and Smith is still up there. Still tied up after 2 periods. Let's see what happens in period 3. Last game, period 3, was all San Jose. This game, do the Leafs have something to say? Do we want to start building a dynasty? Brandon Carlo could ask me to think who would score the game-winning goal, and I would not say Carlo. Never in a million years. I'm going to hop in, see the boys lift the cup for a second time. Matthews working it around. Get a shot off. A snipe through traffic to seal the game. That's his 19th of the playoffs. That's close to the record. The most goals in a single playoff run is 19. It's a 2-way tie, now a 3-way tie with Austin Matthews. If we keep him out here, we could maybe snag a little record. Maybe an empty netter. I don't know if we're gonna get it. We got 10 seconds here. And Matthews picks it off. 7 seconds, 5. Shoot it! Record! A hat trick in game 6 to win the game and break the record for the most goals in a single postseason run. Austin Matthews with 20. They don't ask you how you get it done, just as long as the job's complete. Another record for Austin Matthews. I mean, most of his records have been, that was a tight race between Nylander and Matthews. He might have just sealed himself a Conn Smythe with that too. Another Conn Smythe. Can't forget about Maddox Schultz. I feel like we haven't been focusing on him as much. He played second line minutes this playoff series, but he will have his time. The old guard is getting older, and Maddox will have his time soon. But for now, we win the second Stanley Cup of this video. 2 consecutive. Austin Matthews picks up a Conn Smythe. 20 goals, 14 assists, 34 points. Most sports, you three-peat. That's a dynasty. Some sports, you don't even have to win. Like the Spurs in basketball. I didn't think they won back-to-back, but they just won so many over such a great time. I want to get a dynasty worthy of being in the Hockey Hall of Fame, noted as a dynasty, and most of them have at least like 4 championships in 6 or 7 years. So a three-peat will be great. I want a three-peat, but I also want to win at least 4 Stanley Cups with a certain core of players. I don't know if we're going to do with Matthews and Nylander. They're getting pretty old. Riley's already out. Tavares is already out. But if we could sneak 2 more cups away, I think that would be a Hockey Hall of Fame dynasty. Not just a dynasty called by people on TikTok comment sections, but a true bona fide, verified dynasty. And give the cup over to William Nylander. He had a ton of points, a great performance in the regular season and this postseason. Great all around for the boys. Next to Matthew Schaefer. I will say, now that Morgan Riley is more than likely leaving the lineup, I think Matthew Schaefer is going to have the next letter on his sweater. I think we're giving him an A. There the boys go. Take a picture for cup number 2. I gotta say, Victor Eklund did not progress in overall, But during the playoffs, he had 25 points in 24 games, over a point per game, playing better than Maddox Schultz. He was on the second line. Maddox Schultz was playing with worse players, but still, I mean, it's got to be no coincidence that Matthews and Nylander have their best seasons ever when they're playing next to Eklund. I don't know. I'm going to keep him up there, even if he doesn't develop any overall wise. Like, I mean, they played great. Speaking of playing great, Austin Matthews had probably one of the best seasons in NHL history, as did the Maple Leafs. We broke the President's Trophy curse. In the regular season, Matthews won the Art Ross, the Hart, the Lady Byng. He won the Conn Smythe, which is, that's not regular season, but he also won Ted Lindsay and Rocket Richard. He could have swept with a Selke, but Celebrini's on a bit of a roll. He already has 3 of them. Sidney Crosby retires with over 2,000, almost 2,200 points. Very long, successful career for him, along with Patrick Kane. I have 5 picks in this draft, and I'm only going to use 3 of them. Because I'm only taking 3 players, I'm going to trade away my other picks to pick from where I want to pick, which is in the 3rd round for one of them, and then the 7th round for 2 of them. I want to get this Garrett Stahl from the Predators. He's played 2 seasons. His first season he had 44 points. Second season 72 points. Started very solid. Face-offs are looking great. Would love to add him to my team. I've got my 1st round pick, 2nd round pick, 4th round pick. That's not going to be enough, but I'm going to throw Deacon Lamb in there. And hopefully we can get this done with that. If not, they're saying woefully insufficient. I might just throw Stenberg in there. He didn't play worth the money he's going to be asking for. I mean, he's a good player, almost 60 points, but I don't know how much further he's going to develop unless I really ham him up into line 1. And he really wasn't jiving with Maddox Schultz, which is who I need him to play with. So I'm throwing Stenberg in, and we're getting this deal done. I probably could have gone with less, but I like this. I like this guy. I like this move. Next, I'm getting a prospect and then a 7th rounder from the Red Wings, which is from the Blues, for my 7th rounder next year and my 5th rounder this year. Next, I'm going to move up in the 3rd round a little bit. My 3rd round this year is pick 96. I want to put my 5th rounder from next year in to move it to 80. It might be a little bit of an overpay, but it will be worth it for who we get. And who we are going to get is an absolute steal, elite medium confirmed in the 3rd round. Only 50 overall, but he's got potential and he's got trade value. Next pick, 195. And one of the guys I was going to try and take is gone. So remember, we're only taking 2 people. But Lionel Falk, 2 bars on franchise low, and he's a gem. I mean, his draft value is super low. It says he's not going to be ready for 5 years, but if anything, he's elite something, and 2 bars on franchise low, it's not bad. Elite low 55, still a great pickup in the 7th round, which is how I'm trying to pick up value in these later rounds. See if I can get some wins down here to improve the roster with. Not much going on in re-signing, so I'm going to bang this out and see what's up in free agency. Although Morgan Riley is asking for $9 million for 2 years. Maybe I'll give him that much money, but I'm gonna let him hit free agency first because I don't know who else is gonna offer him that much. A lot of people available in this free agency. Not a ton of 1A dogs, but there is some interesting ideas here. I kind of want Matty Beniers as a 3rd line center. Some good 2-way play out of him would be good for our team. Someone who's already won a Stanley Cup. I'm going to send an offer. He's already got 3 offers. I'm going to send one his way. I'm not doing no movement clause. I just can't. I can't risk it. I'll give him 50% protection from any teams, and then I'm going to up it to 15. I'll up it to $14 million. A huge payout, but I'm not willing to give him control to where he is or isn't traded. There are 7 teams interested at this point, and he accepts going with us. A long and happy relationship. I don't know how long that relationship's going to be, but contribute what you can. You are now on the squad, Beniers. Morgan Riley is now asking for less as well. I'm going to go down to $7 million, and I'll bring him on for another year. Before we start next season, I do have a couple of contracts that are expiring and up for re-signing. Most notably, William Nylander wants $19 million for 2 years. I feel like William Nylander stocks are at an all-time high. There's no real reason to give this to him right now. I think there's little chance he's going to replicate what he did last season, so he might be a little bit cheaper if I try and sign him when his contract's actually up. So I'm not going to, but Garrett Stahl is also available. He's asking for $13 million. I will throw this his way. I'm going to put a clause on the end of it because I think he could be here long term. And if I get him locked down right now and he does turn into a certified bona fide stud, I think 11 million and a half would be a good deal. And he does accept. Running a pretty similar D pair to last year. Still Schaefer and Heatley up top. I should look to fill this out with some more guys. I'm rocking Morgan Riley. He did have a pretty good season last year. He did have 51 points, but regression is definitely coming on offense. Same first line. Now Eklund is developing a little bit. That contract might be huge value, but we'll see if he continues to develop a little bit. On the second line, I'm putting Garrett Stahl at center. I'm putting Schultz on the left wing, and now I'm putting Reed Nicole up on line 2 instead of Jackson Blake. He's been staying solid at an 84 overall. I'm gonna see how he plays next to Beniers and Heineman, and then we got Kemmel, Monahan, and Lamb on that third or fourth line. This could be a huge season. We could three-peat. We could start. I don't even know the last time any team three-peated in hockey. I know it's been a very long time though. Sheldon Keefe says we're good enough to compete for the cup again. I'm gonna agree again. Hopefully we have another great season. Over halfway through the season, it's going pretty good. It's another tight race again in the division, and we're just among the top. Should make the playoffs. I'm not too certain about a President's Trophy repeat, but we've got some experienced guys on this team now who know how to get it done at the highest level. This time around, we do not win 50 games. Second in our division behind Montreal. We went 46, 32, and 4. William Nylander led the way in points. I just said, you know, he might be done being super duper productive. He might not have a season like that again, but here he goes, leading the team, 109 points. Matthews at 105 points, 58 goals. Only those two were a point per game. Eklund did put in 53 of his own and 28 on the plus minus as well, which I think was the highest on the team. Maddox Schultz is kind of stalled out on that second line. Eventually here, I should probably put him on the first line and start giving him as many minutes as I can. Garrett Stahl was right above him with 65 points. Same issue. Wasn't as many points he scored last year, but he can't get as much ice time. My question is, when do I put these guys on line 1 and give them all the minutes? Schaefer, of course, just been super consistent, good on the defensive side, getting 60, 70 points a season. Around the entire league, once again, we've got an MVP candidate. I mean, we've pretty much got the MVP no matter what. Nylander led the league. Matthews, second in the league, but he had a ton more goals. We'll see how that goes down. Another Rocket Richard for him. Let's see what happens in the postseason. We've got the Boston Bruins once again in round 1. We're going past 7. We've conquered this team already. I do not fear the Boston Bruins. We win game 1. We win game 2. We continue winning in game 3. Are we going to complete a sweep? We are. How the tables have turned. The Leafs are now owning the Boston Bruins. In the second round, we have Detroit. We are no longer struggling in the second round. We're going past 7. Win game 1, 2, 3. Another clean sweep. We haven't lost a game yet. Next, we've got the Carolina Hurricane, a team notorious for getting the conference finals and not winning in the conference finals. We're going past 7 once again. It goes all the way to 7, but we take it. We're in the Stanley Cup Finals for the 3rd season in a row, on the cusp of a three-peat. The only thing in our way is the Vancouver Canucks. Who is on the Canucks right now? Because it's not Quinn Hughes. The Vancouver Canucks have Nikita Kucherov, Marco Rossi, and Elias Pettersson. What a line 1. On defense, no Hughes. Boyum is in. That's a pretty good defensive core, all things said. In between the pipes, they still have Demko. No, they have Edward Potty, 23-year-old, pretty good goalie. But what they have, will that be enough to stop us? We've been on a warpath. We did go to game 7 in the conference finals, but 2 sweeps already. Let's see what happens through the first 3 games. We lose game 1 and then win the next 2. I'm taking this to game 5, the earliest that we can win this series, but we don't win in game 4. The series is tied 2-2. Game 5, one of the most important games, and we take an overtime loss. We are now on the back foot. Can we win game 6 to force a game 7? We're up 1-0 in period 1. Nylander puts one in. Period 2, up 4-2. Blake, Stahl, and Lamb put some goals in, but they're not completely down yet. Up 2, I'm Simmon, and we do take the win. Schultz with 2 in the 3rd, Nylander with 1, Heatley with 1. We're taking this all the way to game number 7. Game number 7 against the Vancouver Canucks in our home arena. And we complete the three-peat. We're up 3-1 in the first period. Matthews puts in 2. Nicole puts in 1. Period number 2, up 4-1. Beniers, our acquisition, showing up. Kucherov, their acquisition, also showing up. Up by 2 in the 3rd. Play this minute by minute. We are on the cusp of completing a legendary run. With about 30 seconds left, I'm hopping in. The game is basically over, but I want to see our boys lift that cup. They're going empty net. 15 seconds left. Good turnover. There's no reason to pat the stats, but just one time for the one. Oh, off the post. Matthews give it to Carlo. 5 seconds left. We've now got a 2-goal lead. They did score one more in the sim, but now we're up by 2 again, and it looks like the Leafs are going to be 3-time consecutive Stanley Cup champions. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. The start, I mean, this could be our dynasty. We could be inching upon a dynasty already. Austin Matthews, another Conn Smythe, 17 goals, 15 assists, 32 points. Back-to-back-to-back Conn Smythes for him. An absolutely electric run, really changing the narratives from playoff choker to one of the greatest playoff performers of all time. I don't know if anyone has ever won 3 Conn Smythes in a row, except for maybe someone back in like the 60s. Comes out, he's gonna lift the cup once again. Absolutely historic from Austin Matthews. That is a 3-peat complete. All the other boys have lifted the cup. We've seen them lift the cup. Let's give it to Maddox Schultz, who had a very, very good postseason run. Soon, this offense is going to be ran through him, but he's going to have to be a little bit more patient. The old dogs are not done yet. Another of our young stars now with the A on his sweater. Matthew Schaefer, huge leader for this defense. Really our only good defensive player. Outside of him, we've got a bunch of old heads back there, and he's just enough energy to keep us together. Of course, I've got to give it to William Nylander. He might not have picked up a Conn Smythe, but he had Conn Smythe-worthy performances in this 3-peat, and he did lead the league in points during the regular season. Take the picture in the home barn in front of the fans. Yet another set of names on that cup for the 3rd year in a row. Look at that, back to back to back for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Not only we win a Stanley Cup again this year, we go back to back with our team for Art Ross's, back to back for Hearts. When Nylander gets his first, another Lady Bing for us. The Conn Smythe, Matthews wins it 3 times in a row, and Macklin Celebrini has now won the Selke 3 times in a row. Well, despite just winning the MVP by waiting to the end of the season, William Nylander still wants less. I'm going to re-sign him right now. It's technically not contract re-signing, but I can re-sign him, so I'm going to. I'm going to go down to 16.6, see what he says about that. He's going to wait a little bit. He accepts. Morgan Riley has retired, almost hitting 1,000 career points, but not quite. Rest in peace, Morgan Riley. Sean Monahan also retired and is now a coach. I didn't even see that. This draft, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go through and take my picks. I haven't done that in a minute. Not a bad draft. Only had 3 picks, but I did get another elite medium goalie. We're at free agency and I don't have any money. And someone who didn't play great last season was Matty Beniers. 33 points for $14 million. We won a cup, but I think I can get something better for that. I'm gonna see if I can get a round 1 pick from the Kings. I might start investing into some draft capital. I don't think we have enough to get this. It says woefully insufficient, but it looks like the Kings are gonna be pretty buns. I'm gonna throw in the elite medium right wing I just drafted. I might be able to get more out of this, but I'm just gonna send it over. No, they're saying it's still not enough. In 2034, I'm going to give him my 3rd round pick and my 5th round pick. Hopefully that moves the needle and we get this deal done. That could be a really good pick, a really good player. But more importantly, now I have money freed up to make a move in free agency. And I want to make a move at Sam Reinhart. For 1 year, he's asking $13 million. I'm going to bump it up to 14.5 just to have him for 1 year and try and maybe get 4 cups in a row. See what he says to that. Hopefully it's a yes. We're the only team interested, and he does accept. We probably could have paid less, but I'm glad to have him here for a year. New season, new lines, new lookout. Maddox Schultz, I'm putting him on the first line because things are looking a little dire. I'll put quite a few lineups out here, and I think it's getting, a little bit weaker year after year. I don't know how long we're going to go sustain this amount of talent before regression and just the amount we're paying people just makes us worse and worse and worse. We can't compete for cups. This could be the last year. We got 78 overall Easton Cowan and 76 overall Eli McCamey in the lineup. On defense, we've got 74 overall, 73 overall. It looks a little rough, but anytime we're on a hot streak, winning championships, I'm going to let my guys get at least one more crack at it, a last dance before I cut it off and go into rebuild mode. And this could be last dance territory. That being said, I still think we're contenders for a season or 2. There are moves moves I can make, but mostly it's looking like time has come on this old generation. Keith thinks we're still good enough to compete for the cup. I'll agree with him on that. As long as he's believing, I'm believing. He hasn't turned us down, turned us wrong yet. It has been another day. I don't exactly remember where I left off, but let me tell you where I'm at right now. I simmed the season. We're in the playoffs playing the Panthers round 1. Austin Matthews had another baller season, 117 points, 67 goals. The entire first line had over 100. Matthews probably going to get another MVP. On the second line, Reinhart played very well, 99 points next to Stahl and Eklund, who also played well. Matthew Schaefer had 55. I don't know if he's ever going to be a point per game defender, but he was plus 25. He's obviously doing great things, playing a ton of minutes, anchoring this defense, and providing very valuable offensive output. We won 53 games, led our division, and were second in the league behind the Minnesota Wild, although we did have by far the best offense in the league, almost scoring 4 goals a game. We could win our 4th Stanley Cup here, and we could form a dynasty here that would be recognized by the Hockey Hall of Fame. And that's what I've been thinking about during this day. Like, what does it take to be that dynasty specifically? Well, we're gonna have to win at least 4 Stanley Cups. No dynasty recognized by the Hockey Hall of Fame has won anywhere less than 4. It's 4 or more. The Leafs have 2 dynasties, both of them won 4. Both of them had 3 consecutive wins and then 1 win that was non-consecutive. And I think this Matthews era, despite him still playing amazing, I think it is coming to an end. He's 35 years old, and I think we can form a Matthews dynasty in the Matthews era if we get 1 more with him. With all that out of the way, let's run this postseason. Florida, I think we've beat them before. I'm definitely not scared of them now. They are a wild card team. We are the best in the division, second best in the league, coming off of 3 straight Stanley Cup victories. No way this team loses in the first round. We win the first 3 games and make it a clean sweep, 4-0. Round 2, we've got Buffalo, a team we've already conquered as well, a team we're not scared of. We win game 1, lose game 2 and 3. The series is a lot closer than round 1, but we come away with a victory in 6. In round 3, the conference finals, the New York Islanders, I'm going past 7 again. I think we're still a great team. We should be favored, and another sweep. We've got the Dallas Stars in the finals, a chance to 4-peat. Is it called a 4-peat? 4 consecutive Stanley Cup victories, potentially. As we have been doing, let's go check out this Dallas roster. I'm sure they've got some new guys. We are in year 8. We're in the 2032-33 season, so yeah, year 8. Wyatt Johnson's still on here. Mikko Rantanen's old ass still playing. Although he's only 36, Matthews is 35. Matthews has aged a lot better. Clayton Keller's on this roster. Jason Robertson has had some early regression. He's 33 down to an 84. Timo Meier, I mean, our offense is definitely better. Defense, they might have the edge. Heiskanen's still elite. Thomas Harley is elite. In between the pipes, they definitely have the edge with Ottinger. We're just going to need our offense to really make up for it in this series. I'm going to go through the first 3 games. Let's see what Dallas has. We lose 2 and win 1. What happens in game 4? We also take another victory. We've bought this game back to even at 2-2. What's going to happen in game 5? We're in Toronto and we take a loss. Dallas is at home looking to end our 3-season cup streak in their home barn. We go up 2-0 period 1. Reinhart and Eklund showing out huge. 4-0 period 2. Schaefer, Blake. I don't think Dallas is making the comeback. They're not. They have a little bit of fight, but we close this one out. This is headed to game 7 once again in the Stanley Cup Finals. In our home arena, can Toronto take home a 4th consecutive? Only done twice before, I believe, by the Islanders, and maybe the Habs have done it a couple times. They would be the 3rd team, I'm pretty sure. Period number 1, tied 1-1, Stahl and Rantanen. Period 2, down 3-2. Carlos keeping us in it, but Dallas has the lead. I'm taking period number 3, minute by minute. I'm not going to step in no matter what, not even to watch the animation. If the boys want to win this one, they have to do it by themselves. Matthews ties it with 2 minutes left in the 3rd period. We are in overtime. Matthews potentially saving everything. I'm letting overtime play. I'm not stepping in. I'm just gonna see what happens. Who scored? We won. Stahl scores the game winner, 4 in a row for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Reinhart had 2 assists, Stahl 2 goals. Nylander 2 assists, Matthews with maybe the best goal of the entire postseason, minutes left in period 3, and he scores to tie it. Huge play by Matthews. The Leafs have won their 4th consecutive Stanley Cup and are certified, bona fide, a dynasty, something that's never been done in Toronto Maple Leafs history, winning 4 straight. They've done 3 straight, but now they've got 4. And then when they did 3, there was like 3 teams in the NHL. We take a look at the awards. Look at that. 4 straight Stanley Cup victories. Something Michael Jordan didn't even do. Individual, Matthews wins the Art Ross, the Hart. He takes home his 4th consecutive Conn Smythe as well. Matthews might be just might be inching up as one of the greatest players of all time. I'm gonna have to check their stats at the end of their career, but he might have a better career than Connor McDavid. I think McDavid in this simulation is definitely probably has more points, more regular season success, but Matthews in the postseason has been an absolute dog. Celebrini wins his 4th consecutive Selke. Matthews with another Ted Lindsay and Rocket Richard. He's got a big trophy case right now. And in the draft, we are gonna pick 8th overall. Calgary moves from 8 to 1. That would have been nice to move there, but we did trade for that 1st round pick from the Kings, and we pick 8th after winning the Stanley Cup. I did not pull up to view retired players, but William Nylander, after winning 4 straight cups, has just retired from the NHL. I don't think there's a way, there's not a way to go back and look at his stats for his entire career, but we can look at the franchise. He had at least 827 assists we can see all time. He definitely had over 1,000 career points, but I skipped past it. I thought there was no way anybody was going to retire, and William Nylander has just retired. Well, as long as we're in the record books talking about records, Austin Matthews has 833 goals. He's gunning down Wayne Gretzky right now. If he plays for a minute, he could overtake Ovechkin. He honestly, I mean, he could get 2,000 points. It's unlikely, but he could get up there. 50 goal seasons, he's got 7. He could get 10 of those. He'd need 3 more. He's getting pretty old in age, and he no longer has William Nylander up there to feed him the puck. Cannot believe he just retired and I didn't click on the thing. I thought we were gonna be fine. Honestly, I don't really want to take this pick. I don't think I can get an elite medium. I don't think it'll be super worth it, but I do think that the Calgary Flames, they have the #1 overall pick right now, and they kind of stink, and they're paying a bunch of guys. It's not like they can make a huge signing in free agency. I don't know if I'm gonna get 2 first-round picks. Probably not, but I'm gonna try and see if I can. They accept. I probably could have got more. I'm trading my 8th overall pick for 2 picks from Calgary. Okay. I also don't think Ottawa looks too hot. I'm going to try and get their 1st round pick in next year's draft for my 1st and 2nd in this year's draft. They're saying not enough. I'm going to add a 4th, 5th, and 6th onto that. And then I'm just going to make the rest of my picks. I'll let you know if I get any steals. Nothing too crazy that draft. Re-signing was going to be really interesting. I thought I was going to have to make a tough decision, but because Nylander retired, I should just have the money to re-sign anyone I want. First, though, I got to get Sheldon Keefe back. I got to get old Kiefer back. Now I will have the money to basically re-sign everyone I had, but how am I going to replace that Nylander value? One thing I do have a bit of an issue is Wall is not playing worth $8 million, but that's how much he's earning. I do have a ton of goalie prospects, but none of them are ready yet, so I might have to pick up a guy in the intermediary range just to bridge the gap between these generations a little bit. See, we've got in free agency, Michkov is going for $20 million. He could replace Nylander. I don't have the money yet, but if I did trade Joseph Wall, I could send this contract. First things first, I just got to trade Joseph Wall. Goalie market is very cooked, very rough right now, but I just have to get Joseph Wall. I gotta get Joe Wall off my team. It's too much money for a guy that's not playing super well. I'm gonna trade him. He's got 1 year left for Bussy. He's got 1 year left. Bussy's simulating a little bit better, and he's getting paid $5 million left, but they're both old as nuts.
I just go 1 for 1, no. Terrible draft pick against Will. I'll give him
No boundaries. He doesn't flinch at torture.
With that, I do have enough to make a $20 million offer on Michkov. I'm not going to give him a no movement clause. I'll give him 50% protected, modified no trade clause, and I'll boost it up to $22 million, but I can't put that much money in. I'm going to have to move him in a few years if I want to keep some of this team together. I also do want to put a lot of money out there, just because we're still winning consecutively. I want to get the best guy I can, but I also want to keep some of my young prospects that are eligible to resign. deadline. So I don't know if he'll bite on that. I don't know how important the clause is to him. There's 3 teams interested.
Hopefully we are the one he comes away with. He's got some org interest, but he goes somewhere else. We're just gonna have to make up that value somewhere else, and it's gonna be with a bunch of old guys, starting with Leon Draisaitl. I will put a clause on him because he's not going anywhere, and it's just for 1 season. No movement clause, $10 million. Leon Draisaitl, he accepts right away. We take those. And Mitch Marner is here. I didn't even see that. He's down to an 84. He's been struggling a little bit with the Knights. He has no trophies. A little bit of a tainted career for him compared to what could have been. But I gotta bring Mitch on. Again, I'll just give him the full clause and then take the money down to I'll give him $5 million. He accepts right away. We're building the Unk squad. What I really need though is some more defenders because my team was so thin on defense last year. I'm gonna just get a couple of guys who are lower overall, but I know can definitely make the lineup and contribute. Got 8 million left. Keandre wants a clause. I'm just gonna take it off and send him the money. I don't think I'm gonna keep him 3 years for 6 million, but he can come over for 1 and then we'll see what happens. Honestly, a pretty good free agency for us. New season, new lines. We lost William Nylander to retirement. Reinhardt's now in his spot. We got Draisaitl and Nylander here to pick up some of the... Marner. Marner is now... Should I put Marner on line 1? No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep him on line 3. Actually, I might go Draisaitl and Marner line 3. Keep these young guys because I kind of want them to have ice time. I do want my young boys to have ice time to develop. So I'm actually gonna go Draisaitl on line 3. And then Schultz is he's kicking on line 1. On defense, things look pretty similar. We got Keandre Miller in there now. In between the pipes is where we're the roughest we've been in a long time. But Jeffrey Heidekin is making strides. 1 or 2 seasons and he'll be up here. Because of the Nylander retirement, we do have Schultz supporting an A now. We're in the hunt for a 5th consecutive cup win. But times are getting desperate. We're getting thin. Guys are getting older and retiring. But we're just gonna pick up more old guys and then they're gonna keep retiring. We're gonna have a lot of great players retiring as Leafs. That's the way it goes. I started this video out with the strategy buy low, sell high, but I should have just held strong to true Leafs fashion of taking all of the old washed vets and signing them, except in real life it doesn't work and in the video game it does. Another season with Sheldon Keefe, another goal to compete for the cup. I agree. End the conversation. Let's get to work. It's 2033-34, our 9th season, and I still haven't gone into the trade deadline, and I still don't plan on ever doing it because I don't like the trade deadline when I'm doing continuous seasons unless I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. I will say we've completed 8 seasons. The first 4 we did not win Stanley Cups. The second 4 we did. We are shooting 50% on cups right now. Honestly, if we can pick up another 4 in this video, I would be very happy. We've already built a dynasty. That's goal 1 complete, but if we could pick up another 4, I'd be happy. I will say with the aging of our core, I do think our window is closing. I've been saying that quite a bit, but I will say I'm gonna pat myself in the back a little bit. Anytime a window closes due to aging and you've already won a ton, that's a lot better when it's closing due to money problems. I mean, I've managed the team pretty well. I've kept us in a winning state, and that's all you can really do as a general manager is keep your team in winning form, a winning coach, a winning squad. But as they get older, you know, that just happens. That's the way she goes. A little bit after the trade deadline, still a few weeks, quite a few games left, and we've won over 50. We're having a bit of a rocky end of the season, but when the playoffs are already confirmed and this team is more than seasoned, right? We're not looking for regular season success. We're looking to make postseason history. The most ever won in a row, I believe, is 5 by the Canadiens a long time ago, and we've got a chance to win 5 in a row. Modern era with 32 teams, a salary cap, and a chance to beat the shit out of Boston once again in the 3rd round. The narratives have switched. The Leafs are no longer a team full of chokers. Looking at the stats, Matthews, once again, a tremendous season, 122 points, 79 goals. Maddox Schultz, 113. He's almost going bar for bar with Matthews. Reinhardt had 94. He was up there on the first line too, putting in work. Draisaitl, 68, a good season from him on the 3rd line. He put 30 in the net. Schaefer, 62, Mr. Consistency from him. Eklund had 61. Stahl had 60. Marner put in 50 on the third line. Great performances all around. We went 57, 20, and 5. Led our division, of course, almost 120 points. Did we lead the league? Yes, we did once again. Another President's Trophy for this core. We had the #1 goals for per game, the least goals against per game, the best power play, and the best penalty kill. Matthews almost doubled Boston's leading score. Speaking of Boston, where's Pasta? Pasta's still on the team, but he's an 83. Boy, this is not going to be a great first round for them. This better be a sweep. We win game 1, but it goes all the way to overtime. Boston smokes us in game 2. Hold on. No, we win game 3, though. We're still up 2-1. I got to sim the whole series. I don't know why I'm going the first 3 games. We saved that for the cup at this point. We are not first round exits. Although Boston is going to take us all the way to 7, but we win in game 7. This is not a Leafs team that loses in 7. Oh, and we got another chance to exercise another demon, the Canadians. I don't even remember if we played the Canadians up until now. We win game 1, win game 2 and 3, lose 4, but win the series in 5. Another season, another conference finals. This time, the Devils. We're going to take game 1, 2, drop 3, pick up 4, and oh my God, it went all the way to 7 again. We're back in the Stanley Cup Finals. Are we about to... I honestly, I thought it was going to be a lot harder to build a dynasty, but we've already built one, and we're about to make NHL history. We've got the Anaheim Ducks in the finals. They have Kevin Fiala, Leo Carlsson, Troy Terry. Oh my. Mitukov, a great defenseman in between the pipes. Dolso's not too bad. Oh my. We definitely have a better team. We might win 5 straight here. Let's see how the first 3 games go. We win game 1, lose game 2 and 3, both in overtime. Game 4, the Ducks have a chance to put us down 3-1, and they do. The Ducks are on the brink of ending a historic run. We need to win 3 straight. I'm simming to 7, and we win game 5 and 6. A historic 3-1 comeback to make history. Is it possible? Let's see. Period by period. In Toronto, the Ducks go up 1-0 in period number 1. No goals in period 2, but we've been here before. Is Matthews gonna show up like he did last time? No, it's Nicole and then Schaefer, and we're up 2-1. Oh my God. We are looking to win our 5th straight championship with 2 back-to-back comebacks in game 7. In period number 3, the Maple Leafs win 5 straight. I'm baffled. I'm absolutely baffled. Is that 5 straight Conn Smythes for Matthews? Once again, Maple Leafs Stanley Cup and a Maple Leafs President's Trophy. Look at this. Look at this. The last 5. All to the Leafs. 2 of them were President's Trophies. Matthews, another Art Ross. Matthews, another Hart. Lady Bing goes to Schultz, though. Conn Smythe, oh my God. 5 in a row for Matthews. I think he has to be the greatest postseason performer of all time. 5 Conn Smythes in a row in the modern era with 32 teams. Is that not legendary? Lucy wins the Jennings. Okay. Take those. Oh my God, Celebrini has won the last 5 Selkies. Matthews brings home another Ted Lindsay, and he's also won the last 5 Rocky Richards. A historic run from Austin Matthews. What are his totals right now? I think he passed Gretzky, right? He did. He's now at 912. If he plays for like 2 or 3 more seasons, which wouldn't even take him to 40 years old, he could pass Ovechkin. I don't know if he's going to hit 2,000 points. I don't know if he's going to score more points than McDavid, but look at this trophy case. He's got 2 Selkies, 5 Cups, 5 Conn Smythes, 4 Harts, 4 Lindsays, 3 Art Rosses, 8 Richards. Austin Matthews is having one of the greatest careers of all time. And Maddox Schultz, by the way, let's look around the league. He was second in points. Like, obviously, they're playing off each other. They're playing better because of each other, but he's just now entering his prime, and he honestly, if he was on his own team doing his own things, might have already won a few awards himself. He has got a Lady Bing, but even when Matthews retires, we've got another A1 player who is 24. Celebrini scored 100, but He's been playing elite, but he can only win Selkies. All the other trophies have been taken up by Leafs players. I expect we're going to have a couple of retirees. I'm not going to sim past it this time, but we do get the 6th round pick from Calgary. Remember, I traded them the 8th, and now we're up to 6. It should have been 4th, but New York and Columbus moved from 10 and 12. And I think if we look at the draft class, there's just a couple of elite guys. There's no franchise guys. I haven't seen a franchise guy for a long time. A lot of the prospects have kind of dried up. I think I'm going to increase the level of prospects generated by the AI because it is getting pretty dry. I just skipped retirements again. Because I wasn't paying. Oh, god damn it. Did we have any players retire? Sam Reinhart retired. I didn't see it, but he wasn't really a lifelong Leaf. We had him for 2 or 3 years, and we won every year we had him. 2 years, I think. But that's another hit. Again, people are just going to keep getting older and disappearing. And that's, I think, how our contention is going to end, with people getting older, especially Matthews. And then we're going to have to do a small rebuild. But that's why I'm trying to get these draft picks to get some young boys in here. Some young, that sounded kind of weird. I don't know if I'm going to take this pick. Chances are I'm getting a top 6 guy instead of a elite and medium guy. So I think I'm going to do the same thing I did last year. There is a guy who might be franchise medium. It's probably not going to be, but I'm still going to take him. Kind of looks like Tampa might be super buns next season. I'm going to see if I could just do straight up first round pick this season for first round pick next season. I think I might not get higher than a 6, but I am upping the draft quality. I'm not even gonna do that, but I think even if I get a lower pick next season, it's a little bit cheese, but it'll probably be more worth it because the draft will be better. I'll give him my first, a 6 this year, and a 5th next season, and that does get it done. Then I'll probably just take the rest of my picks. Re-signings, I'm gonna have a ton of space to bring the same old crew back, but first I gotta make sure I get my young guys secured. Draisaitl wants to stay for 2 years. Honestly, despite his overall, he still sims very well, and he's very good in the dot. Might put a no move clause on this and make it 6.975 million. I think if he plays horrible, he might just retire. So I'm gonna send that over to him. Marner wants back. We did get Marner a cup. Completely forgot about Marner, and I'll bring him back again. Play next to Draisaitl again. He wants 2 years. I'll put a no move clause on that. Oh, both of my goalies are asking for quite a lot. Both of them played pretty well, but I don't think it was either of them that were playing well. I think my defense is just pretty good. I do have a lot of goalie prospects, but none of them are ready. I should probably stop drafting elite medium goalies, but I just can't help it. Boosie's asking for almost 6 million. I'm gonna let him walk, bring lots back, and then throw my elite medium guy into the fire. See how things go. I might have to make a deal to pick up a new goalie, but we should be on my elite medium prospect goalies in no time. Oh my god, I've got 19 mil open in the cap. Pedro Marchant, I think this is just a computer generated franchise guy, is hitting free agency for 16 mil for 7 years. Not only is that a good deal, not only do I have the money, that's it. I think it's a good deal and I have the money. That's it. I'm sending it. He accepts. Oh my god. How do I even get that? That's absurd. I mean, I'm just gifted another franchise player. Some stroke of divine luck. I am gifted out of the skies. I'm gifted Austin Matthews goal scoring successor, a 6'3", 200+ pound center. He's 202 pounds, doesn't quite count. Franchise guy, great shooting stats. He's great in the face-off. He's great defensively. He's great all around. He shoots the puck a ton, and now he's here to play next to Schultz. I don't know how this happened. That being said, I don't know if I want to put him on the first line yet. The chemistry is a little bit worse when he's on the first line, and he's basically the same player as Matthews. And I do want to give Matthews, it's his team. I'll give him the last bit of his career to himself. I do think Eklund, he went down to top 6. Honestly, he's regressing a little bit. He plays very well, but he does have some chemistry issues throughout the lineup that I don't love. Okay, I've switched it up a little bit. It's kind of all over the place. I'm doing the same Schultz-Matthews connection. That's been great. Let me give Marner one last season with Matthews. One last ride. If it doesn't work out, I'll move him down. And I got Nicole, Marchant, and Stahl on line 3, Lamb, Draisaitl, Heineman, and then Easton Cowan. My goated 4th line center. Probably could have developed him a little bit better, but he's got to lift the Stanley Cup a couple of times. So on defense, no real changes here at all. Schaefer is next to a 37-year-old, 78 overall Brandon Carlo, but all he has to do is play defense and play back and just anchor a little bit. If he gets bad here, I'll change this out too. But I think him and Schaefer have been playing very well together. Brandon Carlo does nothing on offense, but Schaefer is more than enough to make up for that, and he's more than enough to just step back and play defense. Everything else is pretty much the same all around. I did pick up Lucas Beckman. I thought it was a little bit too soon for Heidekin, although he's at 81 now. Now I'm just going to keep him cooking so it'll be cheaper to re-sign him. New season, new combo with Kiefer, and we're competing for the cup again. I agree. Enough said, Keef. Let's get to work. I did up the draft class, but it's going to be weaker than normal anyways. And this is a draft I have 3 first-round picks in. In the class, though, there is a franchise player, Kenny Bruce, a two-way forward center. So if we want to pick up a 3rd franchise player for the future, he could be one. And maybe if we get 1 pick that's really high, or 1 or 2 picks that's really high, we could trade all of our picks and some prospects. We might be able to trade up and get a franchise guy here. We're still a very good team coming up on the end of the season. I don't know if we're going to win 50 games. We're definitely not going to win a President's Trophy, and I don't think we're going to lead our division either. If ever there was a season for this dynasty to fall, to crumble, it would be right now. We are looking more vulnerable than we have in the past. 47 wins, 26 losses, 9 overtime losses, 90 points from Matthews. Quite the fall off. I don't know if putting Marner up there was the move. We are missing that 3rd super elite guy. He did have 70 points, but it might be time to change that up. Still 57 goals from Matthews, 43 from Marchant. Around the league, it was a down scoring year. Nobody in the league scored 100. Matthews gets another Richard. Celebrini gets 55 goals, and he might just win a Hart, even though he's 2 points behind Demidov, who led the league. Despite our less than stellar record, we still are a very good team. 2nd most goals for, 2nd least goals against, 2nd power play, 5th penalty kill. Round 1, we have the Senators. I'll be damned if this dynasty ends. It's not even, the dynasty won't end. We could skip a year and win a cup the next year, but I'll be damned if this streak ends in round 1. We're going past 7. We set the tone in game 1 with a 9-0 victory. An overtime victory in game 2, game 3, another win, and game 4 makes it a clean sweep. Might not be the top dogs in the regular season, but the postseason, there's no team that knows it like we do. We have a dearth of experience on this squad. Next round, we've got the Red Wings, and this one goes to 7, but we take another game 7 victory. I don't know how many game 7 wins we have now, but the narratives have flipped. We see New Jersey again in the conference finals. A team I am not scared of. We win game 1, lose. Okay, I think we won in what, 5? That happened too quick. I couldn't even commentate it. And now we've got a chance to make true history. No team has ever won 6 in a row, and that's what we can do right now if we beat the Minnesota Wild in the championship. Let's go look at who Minnesota has on the team. I'm guessing Kirill and Quinn are still there. No Kirill, Matt Boldy, Danila Yurov. Is this a real person? 2022 first round pick. It is. Not too impressive on offense. On defense, Quinn Hughes and Brock Faber are definitely the best pairing in the league. They're still kicking it. Very old though. In between the pipes, they still have the wall. So they're probably going to have better defense. They have a better 10 deep, but our offense, it's hard to match. Let's take this through the first 3. Not only is our offense hard to match, but so is our experience. We win 2, lose 1. I'm going to game 5, the earliest we can win this series if we win game 4, and we do. The Leafs are 1 win away from making history and winning 6 in a row, but they know more than most that a 3-1 comeback is possible, that a 3-0 comeback is possible. Our first Stanley Cup we won, we had a 3-0 comeback in that playoff run. Our last cup we just won, we had a 3-1 comeback in the finals. First period of game 5, we go down by 1. Boldy puts 1 in. Second period, we score 3. Matthews, Marchant, and Draisaitl put us up, and Eklund has the last laugh. We win 6 Stanley Cups in a row. The greatest dynasty in NHL history. The Toronto Maple Leafs, led by Austin Matthews and coached by Sheldon Keefe. So many cups in a row, you can't even see our first win to start this dynasty. We don't win Art Ross, it goes to Demidov. The MVP goes to Demidov. Hughes could have had an electric season, but he fell short. McDavid's still in the league, picking up a Lady Bing. The Conn Smythe goes to Matthews once again. 6 straight. I didn't even know this. I just looked it up. I figured it was more, but the most Conn Smythe wins by anyone is Patrick Waugh, who had 3, and Austin Matthews has doubled it. And he's added another rocket to his cabinet. Macklin Celebrini, I feel bad for him. He picks up a Ted Lindsay, and he picks up another like, he's just the best defensive forward of all time, I guess, but he's also a great offensive forward. Oh my God. Our pick from Calgary had the #1 chance. We had the best odds. We don't get it. That would have been crazy. We win. We've won. Oh my God. We've won 6 cups in a row. We've got 3 first round picks. 1 is the last pick. We've got the 11th pick and the 3rd pick. and I'm gonna trade all of them and maybe a prospect to get another franchise player. I skipped retired players again. God, I gotta stop doing that. It's time for me to try and trade up and get this franchise player, though. Hopefully we can get this done. I'm gonna throw in all 3 of our first round picks. I don't think that'll be enough. Oh, that is enough. That was more than enough. I thought it would take more. I'll take that deal. I'll take that deal. Kenny Bruce, he is a sniper. I thought he was a two-way forward, which would have been better because now we got another sniper. But I'll take it. 6'2" with 200-foot game. Oh my God. 83 overall franchise player. We're just spawning new Matthewses into the lineup. Time for re-signings. I'm gonna do re-signings, free agency, and we're gonna change it up. It's gonna be a surprise what the lines are. It's gonna be a surprise. Here are the lines. Morale has taken a bit of a hit. The offense as a whole is not as good as it used to be. I think Marner, Draisaitl, I think they both retired. I didn't get a message about it. I think they retired. I didn't let them go in free agency. They're not on the lineup. They're not on my roster anywhere, but they're gone. They're out of the league. Line 1, Schultz, Marchant, and Bruce, the new guy. All of them are centers. I wouldn't like all of them to be centers on the first line, but I just want all of them to have as much ice time as possible, especially Bruce. He's 18. I mean, he should be a shoo-in for the Calder this season, considering who he's playing next to. But in the future, because he is, he's a center, he's a sniper. He's basically the same type of guy as Pedro Marchant, so he might be playing second line center in the future next to Garrett Stahl. But for now, Garrett Stahl's next to Matthews, who for the first time is on the second line. He's an 88 overall. Regression is hitting, but he's still out here kicking right next to Lamb. We've got Blake, Nicole Eklund on the third line. Everything's pretty much the same. Unsung hero I haven't talked a lot about. I don't think I mentioned him since I traded for him. Emil Heineman. Let's give a little bit of respect to him and the work he's done. He's had a lot of really solid seasons on a lot of really limited minutes for this team. I did pick up in free agency Miro Heiskanen for a singular year. He's 36. I've got him next to Schaefer. I kind of want to see what happens if I juice this line full of some really talented offensive guys, but they're both also two-way. They can also both defend. Carlo is another guy who I'm pretty sure retired. I can't find him in the lineup. I think he's just gone. All of our other defensemen are 79, but it hasn't really mattered. They have all been playing pretty solid, simulating pretty well. Between the pipes, I think we're about to enter an era where our goalies are going to be the best they've ever been. Lotz is up to an 84 last year of his deal. I don't think I'm going to re-sign him. Hedikin is finally making the lineup as an 86 overall, and he's 2 years for 1.3. I think he's going to ask for a bag and a half at the end of this contract, but if we go and look in the AHL, we've got 2 elite medium goalies coming up, so I think if he can make a huge bump, if he can win a Vezina, get 90 plus overall, if he can become a really good goalie, I might sign him, trade him away for a ton of stuff. But that's for the future. Right now, we got to see if we can win 7 straight Stanley Cups. Another combo with old Kiefer. We're still competing for the cup. That's what I like to hear. Let's get to work. The season is over. Matthews has breached 1,000 goals. 92 away from Ovi's record. It's going to be close. It depends on how long Matthews plays, but it's going to be close because I don't know. I kind of gave him a little boost this season. I went back on what I had. I put him on line 1. I think next season he might be on line 3. I'm getting to a point where I can't justify having so many, elite. Nah, I mean, he's not really an elite sniper, but so many snipers on one line anymore. Overall, we had a really good season. 49 wins, almost 50 again. Second in our division, the Sabres went off. Marchant had 97 points, led the team, and had 51 goals. Our new guy had 55, Kenny Bruce. He also had 32 goals. He led rookies in points and goals. Should win a Calder. Should be very good in the future. I mean, he's very good right now. Stahl has been playing second line, playmaking for a sniper center or a goal scoring center for a minute now, and he's just doing great. Matthews was 37, 35, and 72. First time was in point per game in a long time. Eklund is only an 82 overall, even on the third line. 54 points, playing great. Heiskanen, new guy, 51 points. Schaefer, 43 points. It is his contract year. We'll see what he asks for. Between the pipes was pretty solid. Nothing too outstanding, but pretty good play from them. Throughout the league, it does look like Celebrini's going to pick up his first MVP, and he got the Rocket Richard too. We were 2 goals away. Celebrini's been absolutely dominant defensively this entire sim. 7 Selkies, but I have yet to see Connor Bedard. Here he is, a point per game. 94 overall. Does he have any trophies? He only has his Calder. Connor Bedard, what has he been up to? He almost has 1,000 points. He's been playing kind of solid at a point per game, but a little disappointing for him. I'm guessing that throughout the course of this entire rebuild that nobody has been put next to Bedard. We are now on day 4. The 4th day of this 25 season rebuild, and let's just get straight into it. We're not losing in the first round. A 4-1 victory. We beat the Red Wings. We got Buffalo next. I don't even remember how many times we beat Buffalo in the postseason, but I'm guessing it's about to be one more time. We're up 2-1 and we win in 5 again. We've got the Ottawa Senators. We just beat the Ottawa Senators in the finals, right? No, that's impossible because they're in our division. Who is on this Senators team? Tim Stützle, okay, Mason Elliott. They got some young talent here. Casper, Nico Hischier, not too much. Okay, why is every team kind of buns? Why is our team the only one that's like got a ton of high overall players? Either way, I don't think there's gonna be a struggle this round. Conference finals on the cusp of the finals, and we have the Minnesota Wild in the finals. Another combo with Sheaf. We went to work. Sheaf. Sheldon Keefe, Sheaf. I like that. Sheaf and this team have been to work, and we are on the cusp of being 7-time consecutive Stanley Cup champions. The Minnesota Wild have Matt Boldy still. They have Yurov. Not much else. Quinn Hughes and Faber are still a great tandem. Between the pipes, Wallstedt's still a great goalie. But it looks like through some miracle, I think we're about to win 7 straight. Or let's take this slow. We're up 3-1. I'm not going to take this slow. I think, okay, we're going to game 6. We can't win in game 5. We can't win in game 6. We're back in the Stanley Cup Finals in game 7. But this is a place we've been before many times. Will our experience in these moments help power us forward? Although we have by far the youngest team we've had in a long time, which is kind of strange considering we're coming up on the potential end of a dynasty, but we have the youngest team we've had in a minute. It's weird. Period 1, we're down 1-0. Period 2, tied 2-2. Who else to show up but the 6-time Conn Smythe winner, Austin Matthews, minute by minute. Period 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals, game 7. Who will come away? Stahl puts one in. We are up by 1, and Stahl doubles down. Huge clutch factor. 2 goals for him, and then Vishnevsky puts another in. It looks like the Wild do have fight, but it's not going to be enough. The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to win 7 straight Stanley Cups. Matthews did have that key goal to tie it in the second period, but will that be enough for another Conn Smythe? I think someone else might win it this year. Quinn Hughes has been dominating. Celebrini obviously had a great year. Maddox Schultz brings home another Lady Bing, but who wins the Conn Smythe? It goes to Matthews again. He's apparently just the MVP of this team. Marchand, however, does snag a Selke from Celebrini. He truly is the next successor to Austin Matthews on this team, although he did not manage to get the Richard. How in the world did Austin Matthews win MVP? He did have 25 points. That's 2 less than our leader in Stahl, but he had 10 goals plus 17. I guess he just played great. It's just how much he means to this squad. Let's look at his awards. 7 Conn Smythes, 7 Stanley Cups. He is for sure the best playoff performer of all time. Most goals all time in a single playoff run. I mean, a legendary career for him. The salary cap is finally hitting $130 million, and we do not have a ton of first round picks this draft. So it's probably going to be pretty boring, kind of a same old type of deal. I'm going to go through, hit the draft, re-signings, and free agency. I'll see you all. Did I just sim past retirements again? I did. God damn it. I don't have a message saying anyone retired, but if Matthews retires and I don't get to see his stats, I gotta really stop doing that. I'm gonna be pissed if I don't get to see Matthews' stats. Before I skip ahead to the final lines for next season, I'm still in the draft, but I pick up a fire last pick in the first round. Ellis, 73 overall sniper, top 6. Look at the guys who are going before him. Oh my God, just a GOAT GM. New season, new combo with Keefe. I haven't shown the lines yet, but before I even show them, let's see what we think the goal is to compete for the cup again. Gonna have to agree with that. Let's get to work. See if we can win eight cups in a row. Here are the lines we're rocking with. Eklund is returning to line 1 after a long time. He's 30 years old, 2 years left on his $4.7 million deal. And I'm going to say, I think it's been worth it. In this increased cap with the amount of points he's been putting up year after year on very limited minutes, he's been a key part to winning these championships. He's next to Marchand and Schultz on the first line. On the second line, we got Blake, Bruce, and Stahl. Third line, Lamb, Matthews next to Nathan McKinnon, 41-year-old Nathan McKinnon, who has not won a Stanley Cup since 2021-22, looking for one last cup before he retires. On defense, I did shake things up. I made a trade, traded away my goalie, who I re-signed for $8 million, knowing I wasn't going to play him, but I just wanted the value of him. Turns out he didn't have very much value, but I did throw together some other prospects to get Harvey Murphy, 18 years old, 6'5", right-handed two-way defender. He could be Schaefer's successor. Schaefer just re-signed for $13.7 million for 6 years, so he'll be on the squad for a minute. Down the lineup, I also re-signed Sam Riddenbach. Drafted him in the 3rd round in 2031. I got him on $4 million for 8 years. He's 23, elite medium potential, only 78 overall, but this could also be a steal of a contract if he does play well. He is a undersized offensive defenseman. Between the pipes, I got my elite medium Heidekin and now elite medium Stewart in here. Stewart's not quite ready to go. He's not quite a NHL backup level goalie, but he is elite medium, so I assume he can adjust very quickly, and he's re-signed for $1.3 million. He's not going to start for either of those years, I don't think, unless Heidekin is asking for a bag and a half, in which case he's getting shipped out. We got goalies coming in. Just passing the trade deadline, we are pulling away in our division. It should be another great year for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Even with Austin Matthews in rapid decline, we still are the best team in the league. Another President's Trophy, something we haven't won for a minute. Individually, Marchand, 112 points, 62 goals. Him and Schultz are clicking. Schaefer had 68 points. That might be a career year for him. I don't know if he has scored 69 before, but still one of his best years in a long time. McKinnon put up 60 points as a 41-year-old man. Matthews had 50 points. Both of them were on the 3rd line. Eklund 57. Bruce, our franchise guy, did score 31, but I would like to see a little bit out of, I mean, he's only 19, but I'd like to see a little bit more out of him. We had 2 rookie defensemen. One of them put up 35 points, Reidenbach, and the other one put up 27. Both were over plus 25. They played extremely well. Across the league, we are officially entering the Celebrini and Bedard era. They're going tit for tat at the top of the leaderboards. Although I will say Celebrini has Will Smith up here, and it looks like Bedard's just getting it done all on his own. Him and Marchand are going to tie for the Rocket Richard with 62 goals apiece. Speaking of goals, it's been a minute since I looked at the record book. How many goals is Austin Matthews at? 1,030. 68 away from Ovi. I mean, that's at least 2 full seasons. I don't know if he's going to break that record. Leon Draisaitl does make his way up to 968. Austin Matthews has eclipsed 2,000 points and is catching Connor McDavid. Quinn Hughes is 4th all-time in assists, and Hanze Kopitar is 5th. Austin Matthews ties 50-goal seasons. We're getting close here. In round 1, we got the Ottawa Senators. We've definitely beat this team quite a few times at this point. Don't think we're struggling in the first round, as I've said. It's going to be very disappointing if this whole run comes to an end in round 1, especially round 1, game 7. That would be haunting for the Leafs, but that's where we're headed right now, almost to game 7. We clinched that in 6, and we've got the Red Wings again. Same teams every year, and every year we prove that we're better. That's going to continue this year. Hopefully, we win game 1, lose 2, win 3, lose 4, win 5. This one goes to 7, and we're out. The Toronto Maple Leafs lose in round 2. Game 7, round 2, overtime. The Red Wings take control. The historic streak of 7 straight Stanley Cups comes to an end in 2037. Nathan McKinnon is not going to get another cup, and the Minnesota Wild finally crest the hill after us beating them. Did we beat them 2 or 3 times in the finals? I don't know, but it's about time they get theirs. I'm going to view retired players this time. I'm actually going to do it, and Austin Matthews retires. The streak ends, and he hangs up the skates with 1,030 goals, 801 assists, 1,831 points. He is the greatest Leaf of all time and the greatest playoff performer of all time. He finished his career with 7 Stanley Cups, 7 Conn Smythes, 4 Harts, 4 Ted Lindsays, 3 Art Rosses, 9 Rocket Richards, 2 Selkies, a Calder, and a Lady Byng. A historic career for Austin Matthews comes to an end. And with that, we enter a new era of Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Wing, Kudra,
honestly, I'm at kind of a loss for what I should do going forward. I think I'm just going to run through another season with what I've got and just assess where I'm at. I do pick up an elite high goalie. That's a good pickup in the 3rd round. If there's been one thing that, I mean, the whole, this whole rebuild, this whole video has been pretty good. We've won a ton of cups in a row, but one thing that's been really good for us is our goalies, and that has all been our scouts. Our scouts have sniffed out elite medium goalie after elite medium goalie, and now we've got an elite high in the 3rd round. It is time to re-sign Sheldon Keefe, and I'm gonna send him a contract. You can't let go of a 7-time Stanley Cup winning coach. We also do have Maddox Schultz. His contract is expiring. He wants 16.6 for 7 years. I think that's a fair deal for him. I know there's a lot of other guys out there getting paid a lot more who are a lot worse. I want to bring that down to 16 flat. Send it over. New lines, and we're looking a little depleted. This time I'm putting all the franchise boys on line 1. I don't care that Kenny Bruce is sniper and does the same thing Martian does. We're just doing it. Everywhere else is looking pretty depleted. We're getting a little bit thin offensively at this point. Not nearly as deep of a team as we used to be on defense. We're still a little thin. Schaefer looks like the only great player here, but Reidenbach did win the Calder as a 23-year-old defenseman, so good for him. In between the pipes, we've got Heidekin, who I re-signed at 10 milli. I might trade him soon because it is a contract year for Kenny Bruce, and I do want to have the money to re-sign him. That might be a trade I make. I might go this whole rebuild or this whole video without doing the trade deadline. I might just do that in the draft. I don't know. I kind of want to draft some good players. I want to take some high picks, so I might be trading up a little bit in the coming future. We are obviously in a new era now. Currently, I don't know what this era is called. You guys know because you've seen whatever the title was. Coach Keefe says we're still competing for the cup. Sure. You know, it didn't go so great last season, but we'll run it back. We are now in a new era. The Matthews era, I started with the buy low, sell high strategy. It then turned into just sign any vets we could get in free agency and bring them into Toronto. That's the real life Leaf strategy, and we did it in the video game, and it worked. But most of our success came from Matthews and Nylander. Matthews won every single Conn Smythe. Matthews is a guy I really like, but he's not a guy I drafted. He's not a guy I acquired. I re-signed him, but as a GM in this game, he was not of my own ilk. Maddox and Schaefer, I drafted Maddox and I traded for Schaefer, but those weren't, you know, S-tier GM moves. I haven't really had that much je ne sais quoi. It's been a little bit of a walk in the park. We built the dynasty, but how much of that came from what was already handed to me? We're getting to a point where everything I have is stuff I've earned myself, and I would like to take what I've earned myself and build a second dynasty. I came into this video saying I want to build a dynasty. Now, in whatever era we're in now I want to. I will say I did think we were going to take a little bit more of a step back after Matthews retired, because he is the leader of this team, or he was the leader of this team, and even on the 3rd line he was still contributing a lot. But it looks like we're about to go back to back on President's Trophies, which might not be a good thing considering we lost last season when we won the President's Trophy. But this season we're not only going to have an even better record in the regular season, we're going to have the best. I don't think I've ever won 59 games this video. Got New Jersey in round 1. Maddox Schultz finally shows up as a leader in points with 102. Marchand had 101. Bruce had 100. He had 61 goals. He was hawking a little bit off of Marchand, I guess, now that he's on line 1. McKinnon on line 3 had 63 points and 41 goals from McKinnon. Stahl at 63 points. See what it looks like around the league. Celebrini leading again. He is having a stellar run right now. 2 Harts, 3 Lindsays, 2 Art Rosses, a Rocket Richard, 7 Selkies. He's looking for a first cup. For the 2nd season in a row, the Rocket Richard is going to be a tie. This time it's going to Bruce. Another President's Trophy for the Leafs. See how that holds up in this playoff run. 1st in goals for per game, 2nd least goals against per game, number 1 power play, number 3 penalty kill. Another elite season, but can we convert on it this time? Not sure if I showed you, but the C did go to Schaefer. I think he brings a different kind of leadership than Marchand and Schultz. 2 dogs, of course, but Schaefer is the rock of this team. Probably going to end his career as the best defenseman in the Maple Leafs history, even though he was acquired and not drafted. He's that guy for us. New Jersey, we didn't just lose to New Jersey. I don't know if we've ever lost to New Jersey. I'm still going to go past 7, even though we just You know, we broke our streak, so I shouldn't be that confident, but 59 wins, almost had a 60-win regular season. I think we're poised for another deep run, or at least hopefully getting past the second round this time. And we do sweep in round 1. That's a good sign. Round 2, we've got the Florida Panthers. You know, let's speed run the whole thing. Let's speed run the whole thing to put us back on top. All right, I'm simming it all. Panthers, we're gonna do another sweep. 8-0 in the playoffs. We haven't lost a game yet. Next is the New York Islanders. We're gonna lose game 1, 2, and 3, and we're gonna lose in 5. The Islanders are gonna go on to win the Stanley Cup. And the Leafs are not who they once were. We cannot grind out cups year after year. We lose in the conference championship. I will say these drafts have been absolutely brutal. I do not remember the last time there's a franchise player up here. I've got the drafts are juiced too, but talent is, I mean, something's going on with these youth programs. They are not producing dogs. Kyle Connor, Matthew Tkachuk, and Quinn Hughes all retire with over 1,500 points. Jack Hughes retires at under a point per game. Robert Thomas, Jason Robertson, Matt Boldy. Wow. A lot of the people we know today are retiring. Harley, Sider, Drysdale, Hagel. The league as we know it has changed a lot. I'm gonna move some money around in this draft just so I know I can for sure re-sign everyone I want to. I'm gonna go around, do some stuff. Might take me a minute, so I'll see you boys with a little recap and some new lines next season. New lines are ready. I did make 2 trades, clearing cap, traded my goalie, traded Jackson Blake for some first round picks, traded my own first round pick too. Hopefully those turn into some bangers. On offense, we're looking a bit thin these days. I'm gonna keep this top line together, although I don't think I should have put Kenny Bruce with the top dogs in a contract year, because he did get a Rocket Richard and he won the Ted Lindsay. I didn't even know that, but he also then wanted $20 million for 7 years. So that's a pretty penny, but he is, I mean, look at his stats. He's an absolute dog. My head is in front of the defensive stats, but just look at that, man. 21 years old. He's a 96 overall. That being said, I feel like we've seen this story before with the Leafs, where basically half, if not more than half of the cap is in a few really good offensive guys. And now that I'm looking at it, I have just rebuilt the core 4. If we put Garrett Stahl in there, Marshman, Schultz, and Bruce, that is the core 4. I think I'm just gonna call this era the next core 4, and this era ends whenever one of these guys leaves. I'm also putting Nathan McKinnon on the second line. He's 43, but in the last 2 seasons, he played on the third line and put up 60 plus points each time. Hoping that if I put him with some even better players, we'll play even better. Eklund's contract finally ended, and he asked for the exact same amount. I don't know if that contract was a huge steal, but all I'm gonna say is that we won 7 Stanley Cups in a row, so something was going right. Although, wait, last season he had 1 goal and 32 assists. On defense, same old. Although I do kind of want to try Murphy out up here. Old Sheldon Keefe, old Schieffer has a conversation for me. If season goal, if we're saying compete for the cup, we're saying it again. I'm not gonna lie, Kiefer. I've been our team's maybe not as great as it used to be. We have the regular season success, but I feel like if we don't go back to the Stanley Cup Finals in a few seasons, might be time for us to part ways. Well, we had not a bad season, a cool 62 win season. For the first time we win 60 games. That's another President's Trophy. I think we've won the President's Trophy 3 times in a row now. The past 2 we've lost in the playoffs, but we were 3 points away from the all-time points record. But when Boston broke that, they lost in the first round. Kenny Bruce had 129 points, 76 goals, playing on the same line as Pedro Marchand, who scored 60 goals. I do not know how Maddox Schultz has not had a 100 assist season, but he is approaching 1,000 career points. He could very well end up somewhere on the assist leaderboard. Stahl played great next to McKinnon. McKinnon, 85 points at 43 years old, 85 points. I don't know what else to say to that. Cut that. I'm not going to cut that. Across the league, our first line of Bruce, Marchand, and Schultz led the league. The only 3 players to score over 100, and we had a player almost score 130. Bedard and Celebrini taking a step back this season, and then we have Garrett Stahl up here as well. I mean, if we don't win a Stanley Cup this season, are we really just missing that postseason performance from Matthews, the way he turned his career around from a choker to the most clutch player to the best playoff guy of all time, and now we need him. We do have a new opponent, at least, the Washington Capitals. Unlucky for them, we are quite literally on the hot streak of a lifetime, a 62-win team, when I don't remember the last time in the sim or in the sim since I started this video if any team has ever won 60, let alone 55 plus. We are down 2-1 and oh my god, it's tied 2-2. Please don't. If I lose in the first round after winning 60 games, we win in 6. And our series clinching game, we score 12 goals. Oh, I'm spinning in the next round. And we tied 1-1. I was just sim past this round. We're good. We're fine. I believe in this team again. It looks like we are going to take this one. Although we can't clinch it in 5. It goes all the way to 7. And we're back winning game 7s. Columbus is next. We're still not scared. Win game 1, 2, 3, and 4. A clean sweep back in the Stanley Cup Finals. I threatened old Schiefer, and what does he say? He says, I'm going to lead this team. I'm going to give us the MVP, the Rocket Richard, the President's Trophy by a mile, and I'm going to take us back to the Cup Finals. We're going to put in work. Let's get to work, Kiefer. First, let's check who's on this team. Who is on the Kings right now? They have Olsen, who's pretty good player. Not really anything popping out on offense. On defense, they have pretty good core here. I'm trusting Schaefer more, though. A lot more seasoned. And then between the pipes, it's going to be a pretty even matchup. We should have an edge on the Kings. I would love to see the boys go back to lifting the cup. I'm going to sim these first 3 games, and we win all 3. This would be our first sweep in the Stanley Cup Finals. Can we get it? I'm going in. I want to see the boys lift it again. 3-0, period 1. Schultz, Eklund, Shen, period 2, 4-0. Bruce stamps his name on this game minute by minute till a few minutes left. McKinnon makes it 5-0, and then I'm going in to watch our boys return to the top. We spent 2 years off the mountain. We're back. We are so back. It is 6-1. I'm hopping in. Feels good to be back. I don't know if you would say we lost our dynasty, because it was only 2 seasons that we spent out. We won President's Trophies both those seasons. I don't know if you can say we lost our dynasty. I feel like we're still in it. 10 seconds left. We've got Matthew Schaefer with the puck, keeping it safe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back at the pinnacle of the NHL, the Leafs. Does that make us what, 8 cups in 11 years or 8 in 10? I think that's 8 in 10. We won 7 in a row, lost 2. We have 8 championships in 10 years. Oh, feels good to be back. And that's another championship for Nathan McKinnon as well. His second career. Maddox Schultz, one of the first big pickups I made as GM. He comes away with the Conn Smythe. He might be our new clutch guy, our playoff performer in lieu of Austin Matthews. We also have someone else that replaced him as captain, Matthew Schaefer, for the first time. You know, he's lifted it 7 times, but for the first time, he's going to do it as captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Gotta hand it over to Maddox Schultz, who for the first time is going to pick it up as the top dog on this team. Not the captain, but when they want a performance in the postseason, so they're going to look to from now on. Maddox Schultz has set the bar. Perfect season from the Leafs. The Cup, President's Trophy, Art Ross, Hart, Lady Bing, Conn Smythe, Ted Lindsay, and another Rocket Richard. The second of Bruce's career. Just paid him $20 million, and he's showing that he's definitely worth it. Well, Harvey Murphy, our right defenseman, he's a defensive defenseman. He's been progressing kind of nicely, but he wants 13 mil. I don't have that money. I'm about to hit the draft. He's getting traded in the draft along with my goalie. More trades, more scamming. It's what I love to do. Player retirement time. Evan Bouchard hangs up the skates. Svechnikov hangs it up. Not nearly as crazy of a year, but still a lot of names in here that are going. Surprisingly, no Nathan McKinnon. He's still on the team. He still wants to win more, and I'm more than happy to let him hang out. Gonna take my picks, do my extensions, maybe hit free agency. Probably not, though, because I don't have a lot of money. But I'll see you guys with some new lines. I gotta say, I get that Keefe has been kind of teaching some really good, or coaching some really good teams here. The fact that he has no Jack Adams, but he's got 8 Stanley Cups and 6 President's Trophies, nuts. That is insane. I might have to make that another goal, is that I want to get my coach an award. Here we've got the new lines. I got to keep this line together. They were just electric last season. Hopefully they can do that together. I still got McKinnon, right? I mean, he was a point per game last season. I'm going to keep him basically until he retires probably because it's just super value. Of course, I've got Garrett Stahl, who is in another contract year. We'll see what money looks like because it's getting very, very interesting. Like every single year, I'm letting a goalie go and then having my mediums, elite medium goalies that I drafted long ago. Like we've got plans that are 7 seasons in advance coming to fruition here. We have back-to-back 60 win seasons, 63 wins, 132 points. Again, one of the greatest seasons, one of the greatest runs. This Leafs team is truly going generation. This time, Kenny Bruce, 75 goals, back-to-back 70-plus goal seasons, 133 points. Marchand, 125. Maddox dropping off a little bit, down to 94 points. But look at those. Look at the plus-minus. Stahl and McKinnon is still dogging out. Schaefer, so consistent. It's 60 points a season from him and elite defense too. Around the league, it looks like Bruce is definitely going back-to-back on MVPs. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Tampa Bay Lightning have the 28th ranked offense. We have the first. We score over around 1.3 goals more than them every single game. We are taking round 1. I stake my life on it. But we do get smoked in game 1, 5-1. We have a little bounce back in game 2. Game 3, we also win. It looks like we will be taking this series, hopefully. Yes, we do have it in 6. Back to the Red Wings. Round 2, the Red Wings are the ones who took our streak away from us. It's time we get some revenge. Win game 1, lose game 2. Game 3, we also lose. And 4, we are down 3-1. We need to win all of the next 3 of these games or we're done again and we lose in overtime. For the second time, Toronto has been denied history by the Red Wings in round 2. A 63-win team dethroned in round 2. The Red Wings go on to win the cup, and for the first time this video, we have ourselves a real rival. We've got another batch of retired players, and Nathan McKinnon finally goes. He was seriously helpful to us winning those cups and having those regular seasons. He adds another cup for himself. Honestly, he went from what, 38 years old to 44. He played for Toronto. He started at 40 years old for the Leafs, and he played absolutely electric every single year, ending with 2,200 points. That might shake up the leaderboards a little bit. Almost 1,000 goals. Stützle, Hischier, Raymond, Lafreniere all also leave with over 1,000. Slavkovsky leaves with over 1,000. Oh, these are young boys, except for McKinnon is not even a young boy today, but those are some young boys right now in the NHL. We've got the NHL entry draft. We have 2 picks in this draft, and I want to use them and something else to trade up to get Tim Olsen because there are not a lot of franchise guys in this league, and I think that's why we're having so much success. So having another would be very nice. Plus, he's a left wing, not a center, and he will actually fit better in the lines. But I've got to get this pick package put together, and I think I'm gonna have to give up my elite medium goalie, or I could give them the 2 picks I have this year and the pick I got from Vancouver after trading in the draft last year. Is this enough? No, it's not. I could put my first round pick in from next season or the elite high goalie. If I put in the elite high goalie, let me take that pick out. I gotta get this done. I'm not gonna commentate it. I don't want to run out of time. Gotta be honest, I don't think there's a package I can put together to get this done. I basically put all my most valuable players in there, but it wasn't enough, and I'm not giving up any core guys. I think we're just gonna have to let a franchise guy slip into the system who's not under our thumb. Sheafy, our year, go be for the cup. Here's the new lines. We are breaking up the line 1. All right, it's been goated in the regular season, but I want to win playoffs. Okay, and that's what I want. Jonathan Ellis, I picked in the first round in 2036. Holy, that was 4 years ago. You've seen the lines. You know how this goes. We're not gonna go for a 60 win season, but 50 plus, still pretty good. We might not even win our division this season, but I think when we're not winning the President's Trophy, we got like a 100% chance at the cup when we're in the playoffs. Yeah, that made sense. Points wise, honestly, a little bit better this season. 100 from the core 3, 82 from Stall, core 4, but 100 from the franchise guys, and they played on different lines. That's good totals. 70 goals again for Bruce. Schaefer's solid, same. Led the league, yep, all that again. Red Wings, round 1. We've been waiting for this moment to play these boys. I would prefer it to be in round 2. Could be a bit more poetic. Oh my God, we're down 0-2. Come on, boys. Not to the Red Wings. Not again. We win 1. We win game 3. Lose game 4. We're down 3-1. Oh my God. They own us. No. We win 5. We lose in 6. The Red Wings own us. The Red Wings go on to win the cup again. The only team to rival us in this video at all. We have another franchise player at the top of the draft. I'm going to try and trade up this time again. Hopefully we can get it done. We got it done. 1 goalie, 4 first round picks. I did not think that was going to go through. I should have tested less, but we got it done. Martin Raleigh, franchise power forward, right wing. We haven't had an excellent right wing this entire game. We've had centers at the right, but man, I feel like that's huge to pick that up. We're falling a little short here, Kiefer, but I'll give you 3 more years. Oh man, I did not know Marchand was up for re-signing. I don't have the money. I don't have the money to sign Marchand. Wait, I'm cooked. I think I'm going to have to try and get Marchand in free agency because I can't re-sign him right now. I'm going to have to trade some people. Oh man, this is tough. Oh shit, I just simulated. Marchand is here still and he wants less. Okay, hang on. I'm going to give him the max amount, but I'm taking the no trade clause off. You want 20 mil? Being selfish, boy. I signed Marchand so I could trade Marchand. 3 first round picks. Man, I'm not gonna lie, here's our goalie situation right now, by the way. I'm not gonna lie, we're getting kind of cooked on money, but I think the entire league is a lot more cooked than we are. I've got the franchise guy in the first line, got a bunch of people leaving. I got Stahl all alone, no help. Schaefer all alone, no help. It's gonna be a tough season. We make the playoffs. We're not winning even 50 games anymore, but we're in the playoffs again, and Bruce has another great season. 64 goals, 118 points. Maddox Schultz, assist demon, another 100-point season for him. Our franchise rookie, Raleigh, puts in 37 goals, 70 points. I really like that. Schaefer's doing what he always does. All's good. Round 1, we got the Buffalo Sabres. I hope round 2 or 3 we see them damn Red Wings, and I need them. 5 games, it takes us 4-1. Round 2, oh my God. The Red Wings lost in game 7, barring us from revenge in round 2. But we're gonna beat up Ottawa in round 2 instead. Win the first 2, lose game 3, win 4, and complete it in 5. Back in the conference finals. Back to the New York Islanders, another team we've lost to in the middle of our dynasty that might be coming to an end, but we are headed back. No, we're not. We're losing in the conference finals in game 7. I think the dynasty might be over and Dallas wins the championship. We got to get back on top. But we do get the 4th pick in this draft. We go from 2 to 4. That's not great, but having the 4th round pick is pretty nice. And I'm going to try and move up to 1 because there's a franchise guy. Kent Johnson retiring this year. Jarvis McTavish, Cooley. Logan Cooley's retiring. Demidov is retiring. You got an MVP and a Ross. Brad Lambert, traded for him in the beginning. I don't even know if Beckett Seneca has already retired, and I just didn't see it. I'm trading for Alan Turco. 5 first round picks for 1 pick and another franchise player because we need a core 4. We need at least 4 in the core. I'm gonna I got a ton of money. I'm signing Harvey Murphy. He's 20 million. He costs $20 million, 7 years. Good right-handed defenseman. I'm gonna pick up Mitch Cobb in free agency. He's old. He only wants a year, but he's been super productive still. Another great season for the Leafs. 58, 22, and 2. But we need postseason success with this new core. President's trophies are abound, but not cups. Tampa Bay Lightning round 1. We do have a chance to face the Red Wings. I want to beat them, and I want to win the Stanley Cup. Up 2-1 after 3 games. Make it 3-1, and make it a 5-game series victory back into round 2. And it's prophetic. It's prophetic. The Red Wings are the team that has stopped the dynasty. mostly in the second round, and now we have a chance back on top as the best team in the regular season. But we're getting hammered by the Red Wings. But we win games 3 and 4 to tie the series and then take the lead in 5. Can we have our redemption? We can! And next is the Islanders, a team that has also beat us multiple times in the midst of what could be an even greater dynasty than we already have. We've tied the first 2 games, and it goes all the way to 7 with us coming out on top. Keith promised. It's been a while since we've been here. We had our first Stanley Cup Finals loss. It's time to get to work and bring the cup back to Toronto. We win game 1 and 2. I'm simulating all the way to 4, and we take a win. We're here for another sweep. Up 1-0 period 1, 2-0 period 2, and I'm simming all the way, but it's tied. But we win in overtime. The Leafs are now officially Stanley Cup champions once again. First cup since 2038-35. President's Trophy to go along with it. We won the President's Trophy a lot. It's our first cup in a minute. Bruce, 5 Pete's on Art Ross's and Hart's. Lady Bing goes to Mitch Cobb. We get the Calder 2 years in a row. Schultz gets another Conn Smythe. He continues to be the guy we go to in the post-Matthews era. Bruce, another Ted Lindsay, but this time Mitch Cobb scored more.
Behind the net, coming out in front, John scores! John Tavares!
Welcome to day 5. The plan is to end tonight. I'm not sure exactly where I left off yesterday, but today we're going to the draft, and we are officially in the new Core 4, the real Core 4, Core 4 Part 3 era. We've got a new list of retired players. Leo Carlson and Cutter both hang up the skates in the same season. Wyatt Johnston is gone. Luke Hughes is gone. Fantilli, Savoie, Tej Aginla is retiring. Caleb Denoyer, Quentin Musty. Some guys who've barely, if have not even touched the league yet in real life, are now retiring in this simulation. We've got our scouts retiring too. Everyone's going. The reason I'm saying we're starting up a true Core 4 is because we now do have 4 franchise players. This is a true, like, great generational Core 4 in the making. But we also have Garrett Stahl, who has been a huge part of our franchise. He won 7 cups with us, but he's getting paid almost $17 million. And I think I want that ice time going elsewhere. I think it's time we move off from Garrett Stahl just to save money to pay these boys and to really develop our true Core 4. I'm going to get rid of Garrett Stahl by trading up in the draft. I don't think it's going to go 1-for-1, but we have some things I can add on to this. I'm going to give it my 2nd round and 3rd round pick next season. Try and trade up. They're saying it's close in value, but I'm going to need a little bit more. I'll give them my 4th next season too. We're giving up on the draft next season, but we're getting this deal done. The 4th overall pick, which is going to allow me to take a defenseman, an offensive defenseman, Johnny Clarkson, with Schaefer kind of regressing in his age. He's still elite. I think he just had his highest point season, but he is getting older. So I do want that replacement for when that happens. Not only do we have some good success up top that draft, but I also liked all the other picks I made. Quite a few elite mediums in there. Contract re-signings went pretty smooth. I do have 23 mil in cap space right now. I think I'm going to try and send an offer out here to Thomas Olsen, but I'm going to take the clause off. I'm going to run him this season, but if things don't work out and money's tight, I'm probably going to sell him in the draft. But for now, bringing a 93 overall wing over in free agency. We're not gonna be able to keep them long term because our franchise, 2 of our franchise guys in our Core 4, which they are our Core 4 established, they are on entry deals, so I'm gonna need that money to re-sign them. But for a season or 2, could help the team. Marty Rowley, one of our new Core 4 guys, is up to be re-signed or extended. I'm gonna give him that contract right now. He wants 16. I'm giving him 14 flat, but we're putting a clause on the last year. Hopefully he says yes, but he's gonna take his time. Maddox Schultz is also up for an extension. So is Schaefer. Schultz wants a lot of money. Schaefer, I haven't thought about him yet. We got a lot of boys coming up to an end this season on their contracts, but I think we can get it all worked out. Another combo with Kiefer, another compete for the cup agreement. Let's get to work. Marty Rowley does accept, and let's go take a peep at the new lines. Our new pickup, Thomas Olsen, is going to be on line 1 next to Kenny Bruce and Maddox Schultz. Schultz and Bruce, obviously 2 members of the Core 4. Line 2 is Marty Rowley next to Vyacheslav Slevin Seaman and Alan Turco. Alan Turco and Marty Rowley, 2 other members of our core 4. Line 3, we've got a couple of vets. Michkov next to Nicole, who's now 33 at this point, next to Eklund, who's 37 at this point. Michkov played tremendously last season. He was on line 1 though, but still 69 goals. He just won a Rocket Richard, and he's 38, low overall, but he's producing like crazy. We are still, even though that's not completely our strategy, we're on the core 4 strategy, we're still believing in picking up these old-ass vets and using that to win Stanley Cups. On defense, our new guy, Johnny Clarkson, is on the second line. Everything else, same as it's been for a long time. And between the pipes, I did pick up Hakez Surpe in free agency. He only wanted $1 million, and he's an 85 overall goalie. It seems like a pretty good deal to me. And Jakub Kaminski is on the last year of his current deal, but of course, we have goalies. Goalies have not been a problem this entire rebuild. I'm also going to re-sign Maddox Schultz here for $15.5 million for 4 years. That's a good deal for him, the oldest guy in our core 4. Kind of like a little bit of a John Tavares type figure. He's the oldest, but we did bring him in, like drafted him, so he's not someone we signed in free agency. We've got the OG real core 4 now, not the OG core. We got the new and improved core 4 part 3, and we're back winning 60 plus games. Actually, are we about to break the point record? We won 64 games? No, we just lost. God damn it. We tie the point record with 135, and we got the Red Wings in round 1. Always take a chance to beat the Red Wings. Always love that. 66, 13, and 3. Kenny Bruce led the way with 132 points. I don't think I've talked enough about how good Kenny Bruce has been. Olsen, our new guy, 106 points. Schultz, 105. Michkov on line 3, 82 points at 39 years old. I don't know why these old guys with no ice time just play like absolute dogs, but they do. Rally and Turco doing well, but they're still young guys. They still got to figure a few things out to really take that step up to Bruce's level. Speaking of Bruce, I should probably just go through his awards right now. I mean, he's probably going to win some awards for this season, but he's got 3 Stanley Cups, 5 Harts, 6 Lindsays, 5 Art Rosses, 5 Rocket Richards, and he's 26 years old. The one thing he doesn't have yet with those 3 cups is a Conn Smythe. Maddox Schultz has been our postseason guy post Austin Matthews. He's got an MVP in there with a Hart, but he's also got 2 Conn Smythes, 4 Lady Bings. Presumably, we're gonna win some more Stanley Cups here and hopefully start up another consecutive streak, another dynasty. Although some might argue that the dynasty never really ended. Either way, it'll be interesting to see if Kenny Bruce can get some real good postseason production, some postseason hardware. We had the best offense, the best defense by far, and it's time we get another revenge match on these Red Wings. They are the team that ended our streak. They are the team that haunted us the most, but they are the team that we have overcome, and overcome we will once again. Up 2-0 in round 1. Up 3-0 in round 1, a clean 4-game sweep. The Red Wings are our boogie monster no longer. Next, the Tampa Bay Lightning in round 2. We win games 1, 2, 3, and 4. Another clean sweep, 8-0 going into the conference finals. This team is on an absolute roll. The Pittsburgh Penguins, I don't know if we've seen them yet in the postseason. Their rebuild took a lot of time, but they're going to come up and meet us, and we're going to beat them in 6 games to go back to the Stanley Cup Finals once again. I think it's been 6 or 7 seasons, unironically, since we last won consecutive championships. But that ends right now. We're up 2-0 against Calgary. I was going to simulate all the way past this, but I actually want to see my boys lift again, and it looks like up 3-0, we are going to take a series sweep if we win in game 5. This team looks unbeatable, but we're tied 3-3 in period 3. Do we have the clutch factor? We have no more Matthews. Can we have another consecutive back-to-back Stanley Cup victory? It doesn't look too likely. Nicole keeps us in, though. I spoke too soon, and Schultz puts us up 1. He has been our postseason guy, but Bruce wants his name on the Conn Smythe. 7 minutes left in period 3 of game 4, on the cusp of a sweep, and Michkov steps in to put one in as well. It looks like the boys are finally going back-to-back again. It's been a few years, but we are starting up another consecutive streak of victories. Stoppage and play with 10 seconds left. We're up by 3. The cup is being prepared once again. At this point, I'm sure the entire league is very sick of the Toronto Maple Leafs, but we are not going away. Schaefer's out there with it. I'm just going to wind the time down. 3, 2, 1. The Toronto Maple Leafs are once again consecutive Stanley Cup victors. We've won 2. I said it at the beginning of this video, whether you think our dynasty stopped or not with our break in winning, we have to win at least 4. If we win, counting these 2, we have to win at least 2 more by the end of this video, and I think we have another dynasty on our hands. Marty Rowley wins the Conn Smythe, 28 points. Wow. The second liner, the kid that just got re-signed, and he's lifting a Conn Smythe as the playoffs MVP. Kenny Bruce still has no postseason individual hardware. Matthew Schaefer, once again as captain of this team, is going to lift the Stanley Cup. He might be the best defenseman to never win the Norris Trophy. He's been so solid for so long, offensively and defensively. He might be the successor to Nicholas Lindstrom, but he just doesn't have all the Norrises. Like, he's great on offense, great on defense, the perfect defenseman. I haven't even mentioned it yet in relation to the playoffs, but we did just tie the regular season record for most points in the regular season, and we're Cup champions. This might be one of the best team seasons. I don't know about individually, because I don't know if we have a Selke winner. We don't have a James Norris winner, so as a team, we're not sweeping all the awards, but as a team, our team success and team trophies are about as good as it could possibly get. It could only be better if we did beat the all-time points record for a team, but we tied it. That's good enough. We also, I think 16-2 is what the Oilers went with Gretzky to win a cup, and that's the best record in postseason history with the 4 rounds, because it used to be 3 rounds and 2 rounds. But I think we have the best postseason record as well, or at least we tied that too. Another cup for the Leafs, and we have won 4 of the last 5 President's Trophies. Not only that, but Bruce has now won 6 consecutive Art Rosses and Hart Memorials. The record for Harts is Wayne Gretzky's 8 in a row, and Bruce might just break that. He might be a GOAT type figure, honestly. Lady Bing is back to Schultz. We do get the Conn Smythe to Rally, but also a Vezina. I believe this is the first time we've won a Vezina. No Selke though. Ted Lindsay and Rocket Richard go to Bruce again. The rest of this offseason, I'm gonna do some things. I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. I'm gonna explain it in a voiceover. I feel like I haven't been explaining my philosophy well enough, so I'm just gonna go through a few things and tell you kind of what I've been doing. Every time this video, I've skipped the off season. This is what I'm doing. First, I look at my contracts before the draft and extend everyone I can. My number 1 rule is to never let anyone walk in free agency. If I can't afford something, I will make trades in the draft to make the money fit, or just make room in the cap if I want to go out in free agency and sign anyone I can, but always trying my hardest to remove any no trade clauses. My main philosophy is adding as much trade value to the team as possible for the smallest amount of money as possible, which I really needed in this sim because the defenseman market was absolutely fried. Most defensemen, no matter the overall, we're asking for $10+ million in free agency. That sucked, but it didn't really suck as much as re-signing scouts does. I really hope in future NHLs they choose to change the way scouting and coaches work. I don't want to sign 20 scouts. I don't care about the difference between my associate and assistant coach, but I wouldn't really mind it that much if the menus weren't such a damn pain to go through. Hopefully that was good explanation and you understand things a bit more now. I feel like my commentary has been kind of lacking. We're a lot of seasons deep and there's a lot of little threads going along. It's hard to keep track of. We are in the 2044-45 season. Before I look at the lines, we do have Kenny Bruce on an expiring contract up for extension. He has won 6 straight MVPs. I'm guessing he's going to ask for a lot of money. $27.8 million, 20% of the cap for 8 years. The rest of this video, no movement clause, but he's by far the best player in the league. I'm gonna see if I can take it down a little bit, but I will be paying him out. I'm gonna see if I can get him to bite on 25 flat, but if he does, he says he's gonna take some time. If he does bite on that, I think that's a steal for us. He's been by far and away the best player for quite a long time, and just have him on the team. Like, you can't get rid of him. Plus I can't trade him. I couldn't get rid of him and not pay him and get better. It'd be impossible. I've also got Alan Turco, another of the core 4 expiring, coming off of his rookie. with him and this re-signing, he will be a part of this team for the rest of this rebuild. I'm going to put a no movement clause on the last year, take this down as far as it can go, and then complete some of the last re-signings. Like some of our big re-signings, we're doing this for the last time. I think I can get this down to 13.5, and he'll say yes. He's going to take some time, though. Another player who's been really good is Michkov. He can also be re-signed. He wants 5.5 and no clause. I'm going to put a clause on here. He can be here till he retires because he literally just took McKinnon's role as a really old guy, kind of a low overall, but Sims crazy. I'm gonna throw 4.5 his way. Everyone else I'm gonna wait on, and it's time to take a look at the lines. I've got kind of all of our young, new franchise guys, part of the core four: Alan Turco, Kenny Bruce, and Marty Rally all up on the first line. Schultz is down on the second line with some Unks, Michkov, and Moden. And our bottom six has some pretty familiar faces as well. On defense, still got Schaefer. It's very low in overall, I will say, but I'm pretty sure the entire league is strapped for defensive talent. That's why they cost so much, and we have maintained, if not high overall, some of the best simming players, like not even regarding points, but if we look at Vic Murrah, who I'm paying $8.3 million for a long time, two-way defender. Look at those defensive stats, not the awarenesses. 98 shot blocking, my head's in the way. 98 stick checking. Only scored 21 points last season, but he was plus 36. That's because he's locked down. Schaefer, despite regressing, is coming off his highest scoring season last year. Things look pretty good. We're poised for another three-peat, potentially another President's Trophy. Maybe we can break the regular season wins record. Another combo with Kiefer. We've done this a few times now, and it's just the same thing. Let's get to work. Turco accepts. Bruce accepts. We're locked in. And Michkov accepts. Well, we're not going to break the regular season points record this season, but we've got another season with 60+ wins, another President's Trophy, I could only presume, and another chance at three-peating Stanley Cup. Kenny Bruce had 119 points, 74 goals. He was the only player on this team to go over 100, though. Turco and Rally had 86 and 90 respectively. Schultz goes under a point per game, 78 points for him. Michkov, 68 points for him. Just goes down from there across the league. I'm assuming we've got a 7th consecutive Hart and Art Ross for Bruce. He's got almost 20. He's got over 20 more goals than the second place goal scorer in the league. Still the number one offense, defense, power play, but number 2 penalty kill. In round 1, we've got the Montreal Canadiens, a team I'm definitely not scared of, but I don't know if we've got our vengeance on the Habs. We had to have played them at least once in the playoffs. There's no way we didn't, but I still remember when JT went down. I will be enjoying our round 1 victory against the Montreal Canadiens. We win it in 5. Round 2, we've got the Tampa Bay Lightning, a team we've also prevailed against every time we played them. I don't think I've lost to Tampa Bay in this video, although this series is gonna get close, but we clinch it in 6, and I love a day when I get to play the Red Wings. We've had their number for the past few years. Hopefully it's the same. I'm gonna go this. We're gonna enjoy this. We're gonna savor it. We win game 1, 2, and 3. I'm not gonna savor it. We're gonna sweep it. Okay, we're not gonna sweep. We lose game 4 in overtime. But can we win in 5? 5 is good. We do win in 5. We have officially, I mean, we already exercised our demons, but we've exercised them once again, and we are back to the Stanley Cup Finals looking for another three-peat. I'm going to hit the first 3. We've got the Utah Mammoth, a team I don't think we've seen much at all this video, and we're down 2-1 through the first 3 games. Game 4 is a must-win, but we go down 3-1. I thought the three-peat was almost certain. We were looking very promising, but we're on the edge of elimination. We need to win the next 3 games. I'm simulating the next 2 all the way to game 7. We need to win both of these to get a chance, and we do. Say one thing for this Maple Leafs team during my tenure, for this program during my tenure. Say we're clutch now. Say the narrative has changed. Our first cup we won. We had a 0-3 comeback during that run. How many game 7s have we been to? How many Stanley Cup Finals game 7s have we been to? We go up 2-0. Period 1. Period 2, make it 3-0. Period 3, make it 4-3. We're leaving it close just so they get a crumb of what they will never win as long as I am the general manager of this team. The Maple Leafs have once again won 3 straight consecutive Stanley Cups. I wanted to build one dynasty but I've built the greatest dynasty of all time. 3 straight cups, 3 straight President's trophies. No one can hang with us. Bruce might be one of the greatest players to ever exist. Rally picks up another consecutive Conn Smythe. The only knock on Bruce's career is, where are his playoff trophies at? Where are his Conn Smythes? Back-to-back Vezinas, this time with a different goalie, and we're only getting these Vezinas because I just drafted all these elite mediums 15, 20, okay, it wasn't 20 years ago, like 10 seasons ago it started, and now they're all catching up. We have infinite goalie talent. We have a solid defensive core, and we just win. That's all we do is win. I've shown you my process. You know what I'm going to do in the offseason. I'll see you guys with some brand new lines. First, though, we do have retired players. Michkov does hang up the boots. Celebrini hangs up the boots. Marchand, our boy, he played quite a few seasons with us, and I think, honestly, I don't know if it was every season, but he won 3 Stanley Cups with us. He won a Rocket Richard with us. He won a Selke with us. Sad to see him go. Kind of sad he couldn't stay with us the whole time, but it's the way she goes. Michkov is going to be a pretty big blow. He was one of our last vets on this team that was a really high performer. I'm going to have to look to try and replace him, but now we're really going to I'm going to skip to the lines now. Ladies and gentlemen, here are your brand new lines for the 2045-46 season. The same line 1 you've come to know. 3 of our core 4. Schultz is on that second line, a veteran himself now, next to 2 vets I just signed in Stenberg and Salo. Traded for Ramirez in the draft, giving up a guy we were paying $20 million. Don't even remember his name. I reacquired Declan Lamb in free agency. He was on the team for a long time, and now he's back. Sergei Ovechkin, Ovi's son, is on the lineup. On defense, things look pretty similar. I did get Phil Menkari. He was the 3rd overall pick this draft, and now he's playing next to Schaefer. Schaefer, who, by the way, has 11 Stanley Cups. The most Stanley Cups by any player in NHL history is 11. Schaefer and Schultz both have 11. Now, already I'm willing to say we are on the best run in NHL history. We have created, the best, most insane dynasty of all time. But if we can have a player with 12 Stanley Cups, we have a number that we can point to. Look, our player, this is how good our players were. This is the time frame we did it in was so short that we have a player with 12 cups. Now, granted, the player who also has 11 cups, I believe it is Henry Richard, who did it with the Montreal Canadiens in the 50s and 60s, back when there was a lot less teams and it was a lot easier to win multiple championships. We are doing this in a 32-team league. Post-expansion era. Kenny Bruce also has the potential to surpass or tie Wayne Gretzky's 8 consecutive Hart trophies if he wins another one this season. I do believe if this franchise mode did not end in a few seasons, that Kenny Bruce might just be the greatest hockey player of all time. He's already eclipsed 1,000 points, but his goal numbers are absolutely insane. His first 2 seasons, he scored 30, then 60, then 70, 70, 70, 64, 60, 50, high 50s, 70. If we could go to the end of his career, he would be the highest goal scorer of all time. He might have the most MVPs all time. He'll definitely have the most Richards all time, but he definitely wouldn't have the most Conn Smythes of all time because he has not had that success in the postseason. Can this be the first season we get Kenny Bruce a Conn Smythe, or will we even go with another 4-peat? I don't know. We're going to find out. This season, we do not win 60 games, a modest 58, another President's Trophy for the squad, but Kenny Bruce does not lead in points. For some reason, I never ever even considered that one of his own teammates could be the one to stop his historic streak, from being historic. Turco and Rally both outscore him. Rally by just 3, Turco by 10, putting on 100 assists at the age of 21. Outside of this top line, no other player in the league even scored 100 points, and he had 101 assists. At this point, I can't tell if we just have, by far and away the best players in the league, or if they're just getting all greater because they're playing together. Either way, all of those sacrifices I made to just get the best players clearly has paid off at this point. Having this level of talent when the league is so deprived of talent because the simulation doesn't know how to make better players and franchise players is the way you win. Max Schultz continued to get older, but this Unk line played pretty well. And overall, we're still playing well. Schaefer, 50 points again. He does what he does. He never stops. Again, the number 1 offense, defense, power play, but number 3 penalty kill this time. We got the New Jersey Devils in round 1. This should be a pretty smooth series, and it looks like it is. We get a clean sweep here for round 1. Round 2, the Tampa Bay Lightning, another team I have no qualms with facing. It's been all us for a very long time. They do win game 1, and they do have us. Hold on. We are backed against the wall, and it's over. It's over. We lost. The Leafs lose to Tampa in 6. A three-peat is where this run will end. Tampa Bay goes on to win the Stanley Cup. Obviously, we are still a great team. Obviously, I said we needed 2 more to be a dynasty again. We won 1, but we have 4 more years after this, I believe. Obviously, we're still, in the height of our success, but I gotta say, without Matthews on the lineup in the postseason, we have not been nearly as consistent. Hopefully, we can bring it home strong. In this second leg of this 25 years, we've won a lot more President's trophies, but the cup has been avoiding us. Individually, Turco breaks up the Art Ross streak and the Hart streak. His own teammate holding him back from making history. Turco also gets the Lady Bing. The Calder goes to, I believe that's my defenseman. We don't get a Conn Smythe. We do pick up a Jennings. It's been a minute since we got a Selke. Rally gets the Ted Lindsay, and Bruce is still picking up Richards. Wow, what a way for that to come to an end. After 20 seasons in the NHL, Matthew Schaefer has retired. He served as captain for the Leafs many of those seasons, over 1,000 points, and one of the best players on both sides of the ice. Huge to this team, to this dynasty, a huge hit for us. Goodbye, Matthew Schaefer. What a career. All he won was Stanley Cups, but I feel like throughout this video, he's been an unsung hero. He could have broken the record for most Stanley Cups won by a single player, but we still have Maddox Schultz. I'm going to set up some new lines in this offseason, and we're going to come back stronger. This next one's for you. All right, new lines. We've got some real concerns after that loss that we might not be as 1A, as clearly heads and shoulders above our competition as we once were. Maddox Schultz is still hitting that regression hard. I did get Donovan Legace as my veteran to put next to him, although Maddox Schultz is 2 years older than him. First line still the same, most notably on defense. Schaefer is gone. Johnny Clarkson is here in his stead. He is our new number 1 defenseman. I just re-signed him for $15 million. A pretty penny for an 88 overall, but I'm telling you, defensemen in this league do not come by often. Between the pipes, we're as thin as we've ever been. I had to let my goalie go, but we've got Daniel Paradis, elite medium. Hopefully he can make some development throughout the season. We also have one of the best defensive cores and defensive teams in the league, so that should help him out a bit. This team looks the most human it's looked in about 5 seasons, I'd say, and we're coming up on the end of this video. We've got 4 seasons left, including this one. I don't see why we can't win every single one of those Stanley Cups. Although one reason we might not is because Sheldon Keefe has retired. Richard Wallen is now our head coach. Kiefer Schiefer is gone. Won 11 Stanley Cups with us. Possibly the greatest head coach in the history of hockey, but he has left the game. Coming up to the end of the season, we're speed running this postseason. I'm not going to go in and look at the stats till everything's over. We got the Penguins round 1. I'm going all the way. I'm simming the whole thing because I believe in this team. I believe in the vengeance factor. Once we lose, we come back stronger. We win games 1 and 2 against the Penguins in round 1 and 3 and 4, a clean sweep. We always come back. We always come back stronger. Next round, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've beat us before. Another one of our new nemesises, but they are not the Red Wings. They are not going to be the heel in this video. We've already had our heel, and they were minuscule. We've already crested our final crescendo. Okay, we're going back to the Stanley Cup Finals. We're going back to where we belong, the top of the mountain, where we once again had the Minnesota Wild, and they swept us. We just got swept by the Minnesota Wild. I was going to say Minnesota would have had a dynasty because we've seen them so many times in the finals. They might have had a dynasty if we weren't dominating, but they just dominated us. Once again, 2 seasons in a row, we are not Stanley Cup champions. Kenny Bruce is back on top, leading the team in points with 115, though. He did get his streak interrupted by Rally And then, no, it wasn't even Rally. It was Turco. Turco did it, and now Rally's in second. Turco had a little bit of an off season. Maddox Schultz with only 58 points, and he's getting paid $15.5 million. Oh boy. I don't know if we should win another Stanley Cup, but we've got 3 seasons left. I'd like to win at least 2 of those, if not a 3-peat. Like we've been the best regular season team. We've got all of the hearts. Or not the hearts. We got all the President's trophies. We have the last 5 straight, but we're a regular season team again. We built the core 4 part 3, but it's just a better version of the core 4 who's a lot better in the regular season. And still, we need Matthews back. We need the guy to get it done in the postseason. Bruce gets another Art Ross, another Hart. We do pick up a Calder again, and a Vezina. Our rookie goalie, our elite medium rookie goalie, picks up the Calder and the Vezina. Ted Lindsay, Rocket Richard once again. I don't think we've got any big retirements from our squad, but Landon DuPont is gone. Stenberg's gone. Lundstrom's gone. Not even any. Most of these guys haven't even been drafted yet in real life. 2026. Actually, has anyone here been drafted yet? No, I don't think so. No one retiring has been drafted yet in current day. I'm gonna go through, do this off season. I'll see you boys with some new lines next season. Here are the new lines. No surprise on the first line. Not much surprise on the second line. I don't think there's anything surprising about these lines. We're kind of stalled out on money and opportunities, running some pretty similar things over and over and over again. But I will say we have had some pretty good progression. Johnny Clarkson is a 90. Mancari is an 86. That might just be the best defensive pairing in the league, considering how bankrupt the defensive talent pool is. On offense, obviously we've had the best line for a very long time, but I've just been kind of going around and recycling this bottom 6, finding whatever cheap young guys I can get. But the problem is that in my, however long it was it 7 cups in a row that we won? I had great bottom 6 talent that was performing amazingly. Now I have the top 6 talent. Still, I have the top 6 talent, but I don't have that elite depth, which is where the weakness of the core 4 comes into play. When you have so much of your salary cap in the top 6 guy or the top 4 guys, probably over half of my salary cap right now. Salary cap is very large, but like near half of it in the top guys, things get a little bit tough. I mean, the overalls don't look too bad, but it's all about how they sim, and this group of guys does not sim that great. I'm saying that, but we've won 5 President's trophies in a row. We're just not winning 10 cups in a row. We're still great. My goalie, 88 overall, elite medium, a new guy. No, he won the Vezina. We already knew about him. All right, let's just get into the season. Tell you what, we're still the greatest team in the league, but if we want to win these last 3 cups, then maybe we enter the trade deadline. Hell no! You thought? I'm not doing the trade deadline. I hate that. Another season, another President's Trophy, best team in the league. However, for the first time in a long time, we do not have a single player scoring over 100 points. It is looking tough. We still lead the league. Bruce is still probably going to pick up another MVP, another Rocket, all the works. The league overall, I think, is going through a bit of a drought in talent, but things are looking a little rough. And we still got the best offense, the best defense, but our special teams are not as good. Round 1, we've got the Lightning. We're tied 1-1 currently, but game 3, we take the lead 2-1. Game 4, Tampa Bay ties it up 4-2. We take the lead again in game 5, and then don't close it in game 6, but do in game 7. I don't like how long these series are going. We used to be sweeping teams over and over again, but recently it's been a struggle. The Buffalo Sabres are in round 2. This series is also going to be a close one, going the distance all the way to 7 once again, but we squeak away with it. The New York Islanders in the conference finals, a team that has beat us before. Another series that's going to go a few games. No, that one goes 5 actually. We win that one pretty easily. We are now back in the Stanley Cup finals once again. Can we start what could be the last three-peat of this video? The Anaheim Ducks. I guess I should go and look at who's on Anaheim's team. I forgot I haven't been doing that recently. Who is on the Anaheim Ducks right now? Nobody that we know, because I don't think anyone who was in the league at the start of this video is still in the league right now. I mean, it looks like we're gonna have a better lineup, a better squad, basically throughout the entire roster. I'm expecting a win here. okay? We do take the win. We do win the playoffs once again. The Maple Leafs are on top of the hockey world. It's about time. It'll be interesting to see. I was not at all paying attention to who was winning awards. We're back up here. We missed 2 years, but now we're back on top, still winning President's Trophies. Just an insane amount of President's Trophies. Individually, Bruce back doing all the awards. Legace, I let him go and he wins the Lady Byng. I don't know if he played super well, but he won a Lady Byng. Rally picks up another Conn Smythe. Bruce is a playoff choker, man. I gotta say, we picked up one of the greatest regular season players of all time. I think he's tied Wayne Gretzky's record for the most MVPs at this point, but he doesn't have a single Conn Smythe. I gotta check this out. Kenny Bruce has 9 MVPs, the same as Gretzky, 10 Rocket Richards, the most all time, right? 9 Art Rosses, Ted Lindsay's, 6 Stanley Cups, 0 Conn Smythes. Austin Matthews was the clutch god. I thought Kenny Bruce would be his successor. He is honestly better than Matthews was in the regular season, but in the playoffs, he falls off, man. That man is not legendary. Maddox Schultz is up for re-signing, and he's taking a $10 million pay cut. Rightfully so. Regression is hitting him very hard right now, but that does free up a lot of money for us to potentially go on this 3-peat run. Maddox Schultz, by the way, I completely forgot, his 12th Stanley Cup, the most by any individual in NHL history. Hopefully he's not about to retire. No, he doesn't. I don't think we've got anyone of note from our crew up here, and nobody that I know, because none of these players have even been drafted. They're not in the actual league yet. Maddox Schultz is staying around for at least 1 more year, hopefully to the end of this video. New lines, same first line, similar second line, similar stuff all around. I don't know any of these people. I'm in an unfamiliar place right now. I don't know any of these people. We're running out of money. Things are getting dire. I don't know any of these people. For the first time in a long time, we are not going to win 50 plus games. We're not going to win a President's Trophy. The second to last season, 2048, 2049, the year is right now, once this simulation completes. And our team is showing some huge cracks. And we have the Detroit Red Wings round 1. Bruce back up to 100 plus points, still scoring 60 goals, but this team just not what it once was. Across the league, still leading, but Peterson, oh my God, he has had basically the exact same career as Celebrini, where he was denied all other awards, but won a ton of Selkies, because we've got someone on the Leafs absolutely dominating right now. Bruce is going to bring home just a ton more awards. He's going to break the record for most hearts won, but he still doesn't have a Conn Smythe. This could be his chance. We need him in the postseason. Our team it's as thin as it has ever been, but we've only got 2 seasons left. All we have to do is fight for this little tiny amount. We are almost there. We are almost done. Detroit can no longer stop us. We go up 3-1, and we are going to take this series in 5. Next is Tampa Bay, another team we are not scared of. I gotta say, this entire video, all of these teams that we've played, we've continuously played the same teams. I don't think the draft and the lottery is going very well. The teams at the bottom are staying at the bottom. Teams at the top stay at the top. We win again. The Carolina Hurricanes, we have not met for a while, though, and if we're gonna meet the Carolina Hurricanes, you know it's got to be in the conference finals. Oh my God, we lost. And Carolina goes on to win a Stanley Cup. I got to stop making jokes about the Hurricanes being in the conference finals every year, because they beat us. We have 1 year left. Our team is depleted. We are older. Maddox Schultz, I don't know if he'll even want to play another year, but we got to try and assemble this team one final time for the last dance.
He gives to Jordan. Jordan to the circle, puts the shot in the air. Good! The game's over.
Retired players. Who do we got? Oh, Maddox Schultz is retiring. So is Garrett Stahl. He doesn't retire with us, but he was a part of our team for a minute. Maddox had 1,800 career points, 1,700 games, only not even 400 goals in his career. 5 Lady Byngs, 1 Calder, 1 Hart, 2 Conn Smythes, 12 Stanley Cups. I'm so unbelievably cooked. I don't know what to do. 84 overall, 24 years old. You want $10 million for 5 years and some sort of clause? You are a bum. 7% of the cap to you. Look at it. Look at Mancari. I'm not giving you a contract. You're RFA. You're not signing anywhere. 15 million? Dickheads. Because Maddox is now gone. My captain is now gone. We've got the core 3, the final era, the last dance. We got Bruce at captain, Turco with an A on, Rally with an A on. Taking a look at the lines, we've got the same first line and the same stuff. I don't know these people, but they're going to get to know me. As GM, I'm going to be in that locker room giving speeches to Clarkson, to Jacobs, to Wild, to Ram Ranch, to Otteson, to Schwartz, to Gilbert, to Pearson, to Wellwood, to Ramirez, to McCormick, to Burray, to Aubin. We have one final chance, and I'll be damned if we not gonna make the best out of it, if we not gonna have our storybook ending. What do we say, Ryan Warofsky? What is our goal? To compete for the cup. Agree. We are a shell of our former selves. We are a 40-win team, a wild card team. From winning the President's Trophy 6 seasons in a row, the Stanley Cup 7 seasons in a row, we are not that guy anymore. Turco still put up 100 points. Bruce, someone who should be kind of in his prime, all right, early 30s. You'd think that in the modern era, right, you hit them late 20s, early 30s, that's the time. But no, it was the early 20s for him. He's still dogging out, don't get me wrong, but Turco leads in points. Rally's only got 80. I'm pretty sure we probably still led in around the league. Yeah, still, but it's close again. Turco might pick up an MVP though. That would be his second. I mean, wow, we 40 wins. We might go out sorry here. But there is a chance. There is always a chance. And tonight, gentlemen, we cash in on that chance. We make a promise to ourselves that we're going to leave it all out on the ice. That when this day is over, win or lose, we are happy because we gave it everything we got. And everyone in this team knows if we give it everything that we got, ain't a damn team that can match us. Bruce, when you at your best, ain't a damn skater that can match you. And it's time you redeem yourself. It's time this team redeems themselves. We beat the Penguins in 5 games. Hurricanes come next. No jokes this time about the conference finals. We just come out here to perform. And perform we do. We get our get back in 5 games. How poetic. In our last run, we come against our greatest enemy. The Detroit Red Wings will not end this again. Not again. It happened again. Dallas wins the cup. Detroit kicks us out. Our last dance is over. Our storybook ending is finished. If my math is right, that's it. Franchise mode is now complete. It took 5 seasons to win our first Stanley Cup, which would then start the greatest dynasty in NHL history. 7 Stanley Cups straight, an NHL record, followed by 5 more in the next 12 seasons, an unbelievable amount of great players and records broken. 25 seasons, and we only missed the playoffs once. But why? Why did I make a 25 season long Maple Leafs rebuild? Some of you know it's because the Leafs are my favorite team. And at this point, I'm honestly questioning whether we're gonna win a Stanley Cup during my lifetime. So this has been nice for me. It's been therapeutic. A 25-year span where we won 12 championships. It was nice while it lasted. Thank you for watching. Seriously, if you're at the end of an over 2-hour long video, especially at the end of my outro, most people, if they were still here, clicked off the moment I started doing the outro. So if you're still here right now, seriously, thank you. I super duper appreciate you. I hope you have a good day, and goodbye.